Okay, hello, everybody who is here right now. I'm not sure if it is
Hello,
anybody.
people.
Okay, good. So Justin's audio is coming through too. I don't need to fix anything on that end.
Hooray.
Let's see, is anybody in here? No, it's just me. Okay, cool.
Do you
Nothing
hear
to
me
worry
chewing gum?
about. If I do hear you, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see who all turns up for this one. We've got... Game's not too bad, actually. This Crusader King saved.
Oh, that's good.
The trick is, yeah, getting everyone in.
Right. Well, we gave him plenty of advanced warning, so hopefully that will help. Alright, multiplayer. Let me make sure I do this correctly. Alright, community Grame. Welcome to the community Grame.
It's better than a community game because it is.
Justin?
Yes. Yes. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to figure out which one of these community game ones to use. Hold on. There's YouTube. Let me see.
We should have. It should be the most recent save. If that's what you're talking about.
Well, I have CK2 community stream 12/21/18, but the date for that is 8/09. But then I think the save you sent me is 7/97. Or the one I took off the computer.
Do the 809 then.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
Hey, can you hear Indy chewing in the background?
Yes, I can.
Okay, well, yeah, let me know about that if you can hear.
Sorry, I thought you were noticing.
Well,
My bad.
no, I've got headphones on. I can't hear him as well.
Nope, that's fair. I'll let you know. My bad.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
set.
so we got the Crusader Kings one today, and then are you good for the Stellaris one tomorrow, or?
I should be.
Okay, yeah. Sorry you had to do both this week. Just kind of the way it all worked out.
Just so we're clear, this is a random world?
It is.
Okay.
It's a very random world. But the Horse Lords of the Alps.
Okay, this is starting to come back to me a little bit. Where do I go to look at the... Where do I go to look at the ID?
The ID for the game, once you have it, you started posting it.
Yes.
I think you hover over the pause play button.
Okay, pause, play button.
Or it's on the character select screen. It's on the bottom of the portrait tab on the right hand side. Do you see what I'm saying?
Hold on. Hold on, let me select somebody. Nothing is showing up just yet. No, Indy.
Cycle through the two tabs at the top.
Okay.
If it doesn't come
There
up,
it is.
make
Okay, I've got it.
Alright.
Hey, stop it. Okay, Oh, hey Chase, what's going on? We're just getting everything set up here. So, Justin, I have the ID. Are you ready to type it in?
I'm just about ready.
Okay. Just about or ready?
Just about.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you when I'm good. I'm just typing stuff in beforehand.
Alright. Well, if you're watching the stream, then you can just go ahead and put in the server ID yourself and jump in. Password is same as usual.
Alright. Ready now.
Okay. 901229422882. 33409.
I got that right.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. But until then, how are your folks doing, Justin?
They are doing all right. My sister's still not in town, but everyone else is doing good. The baby's asleep, so.
Oh, bye. That's good.
It was the baby's birthday today, and she is loving that xylophone.
Awesome. I'm glad she likes it.
Yep, she's actually playing on it now, and since it rolls, she just takes it around with her wherever she's cutting.
Oh, so she's actually dragging it around with her? That's cute.
Yep, and ramming it into things purposely.
Nice.
This job is done.
Okay, Dizzy's here. Awesome. Are you able to make posts on Twitch? Like, to let people know that it's not going to be on Twitch?
I have not seen the thing for that. I'll just make sure. I'll just post it here.
Okay.
Real quick in Discord.
I thought about... So I was looking up about streaming on both Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Apparently, you're not allowed to do it if you're partnered.
What bullcrap is that?
Because since you're getting revenue from Twitch, they don't allow you to broadcast the stream elsewhere, like on other services. Now,
Twitch doesn't allow you to, or you?
I don't think Twitch allows you to. Now, I don't think they would care about like small channels. I think it's just them covering their ass for like bigger streams. But I think
Which I can understand.
I've never heard of them enforcing anything like that, though.
Okay, well, let me see then real quick. I don't see a place where I can message, but that doesn't mean too much.
No problem. Well, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Thanks for letting me know. We'll fix it. Alright, so apparently, I think you guys can hear me. Apparently, the stream is not labeled correctly. It is the Crusader King one, not the Stellaris one. Stellaris is always on Saturdays. They both begin with us. I will have Hunter fix that as soon as he gets back in because I can't really touch it. Not from here, anyway. I am on a phone far away from my computer. And we'll see how long the phone lasts with the Discord. But I might be able to jump in on the stream and see if I can at least participate in the thing. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, everyone. Let's see if I can even... Oh, yep, there it is. I'll change the Crusader Kings to community stream. I need to mute the stream if I can.
And I'm back.
Okay. Well, no. I tricked myself. Yeah, it does say Crusader Kings on YouTube, so...
Okay, good.
And I'm trying to figure out if I can mute it.
Alright, get that closed out. So Dizzy's here.
Hey, Tom.
Oh, good. Tom's here too. I don't remember who the hell I was.
So, yeah, Tom, I think you said in the Discord you weren't probably going to be able to play, but if you want to for even a little bit, you can.
Who was I? I don't have the slightest clue as to who I was.
You were... I swear you were in Persia.
Yeah.
You were one of the blue territories in the south of Caspian Sea.
Ah, okay. Got it. And this guy. Or this guy, maybe?
South of the Caspian Sea.
South of the Caspian Sea. This is the Caspian.
That is the Indian Ocean.
What are you talking about, Justin?
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the stream. It might be...
Oh, God. How much is the stream delayed?
I saw you just wiggling it around like that.
Uh-oh.
Nope, that's how delayed we are. Yep, okay.
That's not
We're
good.
delayed about 30 seconds. That's okay.
30 seconds isn't terrible. I'm not dropping too many frames.
Also, just a heads up, Indy was scraping on something there about a minute ago, and it was pretty.
That's not good. Alright. Well, let's see if we
I'm
can
sorry,
fix it.
Indy. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but
That's alright. He's gonna have
you're
to...
very noisy.
I need to get some quiet things for him to chew on. Dogs don't like to chew on quiet things, though, which is really a shame.
They don't get any joy out of that.
Oh, I hear Brad.
Yeah, you might hear him in the background a little bit. If I need to, I can't. How loud was that?
How loud was what?
Okay, good.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
He didn't hear anything, Brad. You're good.
What's Brad up to today?
He's playing Monster Hunter. Apparently, it's the 1 year anniversary of the release of that game. Therefore, they're doing a appreciation day.
Oh, cool. So just like a bunch of free stuff?
Yep, they brought all I guess they brought all these quests back and things like that.
Oh, that's cool.
That.
Check Discord.
Did you find yourself in the...
I think so. I'll just pick somebody. It's been so long that I might as well be playing a new character.
You should go to Europe.
Maybe.
Everyone else is.
Here you go, boy.
Plays the music.
Oh no, this
Alright,
toy
you won't
squeaks.
die.
I didn't know that. I thought that toy didn't squeak.
Enjoy the squeaks.
Yeah. But they aren't big squeaks. Very little faint squeaks. So how bad are these frames?
Well, as long as you know about the squeaks, I won't mention it, so.
Okay, let's get that closed out.
Are you dropping frames?
Yeah, a little bit. Connection could be better.
Your internet is literally night and day sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it do sometimes, Justin. That's how it do.
That's how the internet do.
I don't think it's an issue with the router I'm using, because I think if I still had a hard line, it'd be just as spotty.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not 100% sure. My lag is finally let up on phone. What do you mean your lag? Like the stream is being weird? How's the stream holding up on your end, Justin?
I don't have the volume up on stream, but
Okay.
I mean, it looks okay.
The like it's not stuttering and okay, that's all that matters.
I'll let you know if it is, but I can't really tell, to be honest.
All right, and now we just play the waiting game while we wait for some other people to roll in.
Let's play the waiting game. This is the fun of game we play when we just have to sit here.
Don't look at me like that.
It's
Don't
almost
look
as
at
good
me.
as the watching paint dry game. That's my favorite game.
Oh, good. The stream's fine for Tom. Well, that's good to hear, Tom. Thank you for your contribution.
More on a person-for-person base, not our necessarily.
I think honestly, Justin, while you're at your parents' place, get the other end of that router because I really think that's the problem.
Really?
I mean, even if it is,
I'll get it. I need to, but...
like, even if it isn't the problem, it's worth trying because I think what's happening is we've got two receivers. You have one transmitter going to two different receivers.
I mean, I could see that. I don't know. I don't understand that working necessarily, but I could see that. You should play as Iceland.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, Justin.
Or Karelia.
Karelia, where's that?
Karelia is in Finland.
Karelia.
It's an area the Russians conquered during
Oh,
the
I see.
Arctic War, whatever it was called.
I see that. The Winter War, you mean?
That one. Thank you.
What was that war what was that war called? The one that took place during winter with all the snow and all the ice?
The Nippy War.
The Arctic War. We'll name it after the geography as opposed to the weather.
The War of Cold Things.
Go get it.
Chilly War.
Oh boy, my dog's staring at me. I'm gonna have to take him out for a potty break before we get started.
Oh, master, you know what you need to do with me. I will poop in here.
Oh no, he won't poop. He'll just bark his head off until I take him out.
Maybe whimper a little bit.
Like that. Okay,
Like
I'll be right back.
Right, go for it. I'll keep people happy. Are the Scottish in this universe a mess? Because I didn't get to see them. I used to be... Oh, yep, I saw them. I was playing as the Irish up there, but that was not working very well. They were just so slow and boring. I was just like, screw it, I'm not playing as them this time. But I'm not in this time, so... It's appropriate. You should probably exterminate them, though. Any humans in a game with animals, I feel like just kind of need to die when they're on even footing. I'm just like, and you're generic. Goodbye. I don't know why. I'm very xenophobic towards humans in games where there are multiple other races that are not human. It's a thing. I don't know. I don't try to understand it. I just know that it is the way it is. Live stream is fine on your end, Chase. Awesome. Like I said, it might be a little delayed, but that's just because of his internet. His internet it's weird. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes I have the best streams on that internet. And other times, it's literally the worst, so... I don't know. His internet's weird. And it's not even that bad of internet speed or anything. It's just like... I wonder if we're just overclocking it sometimes or something. There's a chance, I'm sure. Now, Chase, I can't remember. Do you have Crusader Kings or any of the games, or nah, not really? I never remember who has which games and who has, who doesn't. Also, I'm playing RuneScape on the side because I can play that on the tablet, and stupid Oak Tree only gave me one stupid log. May the hedgehogs rule. There's also the Knuckleites over there. So if you really want, in East Anglia, there's some... I think it's in East Anglia. It's either East Anglia or Northumbria. There's some Knuckleites, and you can become the Cult of Knuckles as the hedgehogs. Yeah, the geese need to go away. I think my person's a duck goose person. The one I was playing as, they're a horse lord that's like based up in the Alps. And yeah, they're not doing so well. And in tandem, the geese aren't doing so hot. Oh, that's who Hunter was playing as. Hunter was playing as the darn goose people in Sicily. I was a dirty liar. Okay, I need to let him know he's playing as a goose in Sicily. I forgot. Forgot all about that. I'll let him know about that ASAP. You're not. Okay. So you're in the same boat I am, Chase, right now. I feel ya. That, and if you're, well, unless you're working, in which case I'm in a much better boat. My boat is, I'm just kind of sitting here in like a lump. Just like a lump. But alas, here we are. I was hoping someone else would join in, but... Dizzy, if you're the only one today, you're today. No skin off our nose. No skin off our nose. I'm gonna check the Discord real quick just to make sure things are a-okay in there. I don't see anything. Dino and Kit were in the audience. on Discord, but I don't know if they're going to be in the game. So, we'll see what happens there. Don't bring up that app. And there we go. Just trying to get my stream to catch back up. Unfortunately, when I had to do that, the stream blew up on me. It's never good when your stream blows up. They're not supposed to be flammable. So. EU4 CK2, Hearts of Iron 4 Paradox. Oh, all DLC of Hearts of Iron. Okay. Neato. I am learning how to play Hearts of Iron now. I know Crusader Kings 2 almost like the back of my hand. And then I know Stellaris pretty darn well. Third Odyssey mod. What is that? That sounds interesting. And then Hearts of Iron 100 Kaiserreich mod, so that was actually really fun too. We really want to, if we weren't so darn flaky about it, we really want to do the darn live streams of various game or community games of various games on throughout the week. If we do, we'll eventually be doing a Hearts of Iron one, but and an EU4 one, but we haven't gotten to the point of being able to do EU4. I don't know how to play the game and I haven't had time to learn it. Unfortunately. I would love to, but we're not quite there yet.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey! Just chatting with people.
Oh, that's good, that's good. Wait, which people? Like on Discord or YouTube?
Chase and Dizzy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a couple people said they might watch. I don't see anyone else that's actually going to join.
Yeah, neither do I.
But I was telling Dizzy, it's like, hey, if you're the only one, you're the...
Exactly.
I remember who you were playing as.
Who was I playing as?
You were playing as freaking Sicily.
I was Sicily?
You were Sicily.
Oh, huh, okay, let's see.
Because I was in the other end of Italy in the Alps.
Okay. We'll do that.
The Warhammer mod, Chase, the Warhammer mod for CK2.
Whoa, hold on, let me get that.
Pretty darn fun. Like, I wish it was easier to download and not reinstall, you know, and all that crap.
Oh god, it's such a hefty download.
It is. I really wish that it. Well, and it's hard to find. It's hard to find the unsubject version. Like, I wish it was a little.
Okay, we'll be getting started in just a second.
Fix some balance issues. Yeah, if no one else is gonna join, yeah, just go ahead and jump on in.
Okay.
I'm tempted to put a final call out in Discord.
Oh, they've had plenty of chances. If we get a bunch of people coming in, we'll just reload. Like if we get 2 or 3 people who want to jump in, then we'll reload.
Alright, everyone.
So what speed do you usually do this on?
Depends on how well the game wants to do.
Ah, okay.
If you want a 3-speed, do 3-speed. Obviously, if you go faster, go faster.
Okay, we'll try 3 speed. Oop, that's 4. No, slow down. Oh yes, I remember this game. I remember it very well. So I gotta control this gap, even though I'm incredibly outnumbered. Can I not get any more men? No, I can't.
Are you a horse lord?
I'm a duck.
Fine. Are you a duck lord?
Am I a duck lord?
Are you a lord of all things duckish?
I am. I'm the... Oh no, what are you doing? That's the carpet, dude. Stop that.
Is he eating it?
He's pulling it up, yeah.
You don't really need it.
He's been in a very humpy mood today.
Fun fact: he's been fixed, and yet he still has the humps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dogs are like that. It doesn't stem the tide of the humps.
Which is really weird, actually. You figured it would when the hormone generator's going.
Right. Well, you know, some things are just instinct. Like you know how guys sometimes just get the urge to breastfeed. It just happens, even though we don't have the capacity for it.
For a second, I thought you meant like the guy wants to go and get milk. He's like, I have this strong lady. May I try? Your baby.
Oh my God! How are you managing to make noise with a blanket? Like he's somehow managed to find a way to scrape his teeth together to make this god-awful sound. I don't have enough troops to do anything.
Well, there are other YouTubers and Twitch streamers that have pets, and you can tell that they're making noise because they say that they're making noise, but I never hear them. I'm just like, how do they block it out so well?
They probably have a better mic. They probably have a like a mic that hones in on a very specific like cone, like that they have it pointed at their mouth, whereas our mics just kind of pick up the general sound in the room.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you get a $200-300 mic, you can have it zero in on just your mouth, and and those are also the same streamers who just have the game coming through their speakers, and you can't hear the game coming through their speakers.
That's also true. All right, Hunter, get her started. I told him 2 minutes. That was 3 minutes ago.
Oh, Justin, I started like 2 minutes ago.
All right, well, there you go then.
Yeah.
We've all caught up. We're all on the same page. All right, Hunter, what's your grand plan to conquer the Potomac?
The Potomac?
The Potomac.
Well, I need to discover the Potomac, but once I discover it, they won't stand a chance.
As soon as you get there, crap.
This is mine. Okay, so...
No, this University Essex are ridiculous.
Oh, that's right. We do have that on, don't we? Alright, so this is my war. Noted.
Do you have that on?
I don't know. I do or I don't.
I want them to make like the Aztecs like tapirs or llamas or something.
That would be funny.
Dude, if they made them llamas, that would be the funniest thing. What happened to llamas are... Oh, crap.
Alright, everybody get on the boats. Oh god, get over there as fast as you can. Do we have any kind of bonuses? Just hills.
How long was it since you started the game?
How long has it been since I started the game? I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay, I need to see if I can actualize my life stream then. I was behind. Wait, also, are you tribal? Okay, well, feudal's not bad. At least you're not tribal. It could always be worse, Hunter. It could always be worse. There's always a bigger fish. Put that in quotes on a black background.
Okay, dog was drinking water. That's why I was muted.
Oh, you're good. I heard him.
Oh yeah, you heard him, but the stream didn't hear him.
That's... Oh, good point, good point.
Yeah,
Separate mute button for that.
I do. Yep.
Smart. Speaking of dog, how's he liking the cage downstairs?
He's actually adapting to it a lot better. He's
Does he?
yeah, he sleeps through the night sometimes. I mean, we only put him in the cage when he's misbehaving. Like when when he just refuses to go to sleep on the bed, we'll put him in the cage. But when we do, he usually falls asleep pretty quickly. Give me that.
Yeah, is he starting to learn that, you know, the cause and effect? I act up, I go in cage.
I think so. I think he is starting to learn. I may regret making you my spy master.
I may regret this. Also, you can make me your spy master. Just know I will probably plot to kill you.
Yeah, Probably.
Mostly on a whim, just to do it.
Alright, so I have 200 gold. I could buy some mercs.
What's your game plan right now?
My game plan? I don't know, Justin. I just remembered I was playing as Sicily. I thought I was more than prepared to play as Persia until I remembered this campaign was going on.
I mean, I'm glad that I was able to help you see the error of your ways.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Ah, crap. Crap. Get over there.
Well, dying's not the way to solve the problem. Just be aware of that.
Oh my god, these pop-ups are gonna get me killed. Oh, the war's over for some reason. What? Hey!
See, he says the pop-ups are gonna get him killed. Really, it's his own dog.
Yep.
Indeed, the downfall of nations. Actually, Andy, I bet if you wanted, you could have been that dog. So you're just watching his face, floated around in orbit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually my number 2 name for a dog, if I ever get another one.
Sputnik?
Sputnik was the satellite, Justin.
I know, I don't remember.
It was like
Sputnik it is.
a Lalika or something like that. It's...
Did it live after it came back down?
No, Justin. It did not come back down.
Oh, they left it up there.
Yeah, the Soviets didn't send their... Well, I mean... By now, it's probably come down because it was in a degrading orbit. I don't remember pausing it. That's weird.
So it burst into flame.
Well, I mean, it came back down probably a decade or 2 later.
Nice rotted pile of dogs.
Okay, so the war's over somehow.
Man, that's a cheery thought.
Yeah. Yeah, the Russians, like... Yeah, it wasn't great.
Congratulations, everyone. We launched a dog into space. He's never coming back. Bye.
Oh, they didn't stop with, I mean, they did dogs. They did all kinds of animals.
Just a bunch of dead animals orbiting the...
Dizzy, what? Hold on. What? Let me see if I can find your empire based solely on the name.
Dizzy, are you up? You're the guy in, wait, do you want me to tell you, Hunter?
Disgold, no.
Check, Hibernia.
What's Hibernia? What is Hibernia?
Put an H in front of that.
Oh, okay.
Found him in Ireland.
Pandy? What am I supposed to be looking for?
I think he's in Ireland, isn't he?
Well, I'll just click on him. No, he's England. Dizzy the Hedgehog.
Oh, he started with England. I knew he was going on a purge to kill ducks and get knuckleism going.
Dizzy Hedgehogs. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Justin was leading me astray.
Well, I was close. I thought he was in Ireland.
Hmm.
Also, I was trying to test and see if you know what Hibernia was. Because it's just such a fun name for Ireland. We should go back to calling it.
Yeah, we should go back to calling it that. Yeah. There are like a dozen different names for Ireland and Scotland that they've gone throughout the ages. So
Yeah.
Chase, my dog, is a mix of, I think, a lab and some other stuff. Maybe a boxer.
There's a husky in there somewhere.
There's not a husky? You really think he's part husky?
He's got the big he's got the long curly tail that sticks out.
See, I thought boxers also had that long curly tail.
Well, but I've never seen a boxer tail.
Oh, you've never seen a boxer with an uncropped tail?
No.
I'm pretty sure they're curly like that. Because
I mean, if they are, it could be. I mean, he has the ears. I could see it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we aren't 100% sure what kind of dog he is.
He's a super mutt.
Yeah, he is a super mutt, all right.
I mean it in a nice way, but...
God, I'm trying to minimize that noise as much as possible, but it's either him chewing or him just messing up. Oh no, what is that? Oh no, that's not a toy. That's plastic. You can't have plastic. But it's only the lid.
I tell my baby all the time.
You know, it's only the lid, so if you don't say anything, I won't say anything.
Was it like a Tupperware thing?
It's the lid to one of my wife's makeup pins.
Oh, yeah, just don't mention it.
Yep. Come here, boy. Oh, good, I'm dead.
Don't pause the game because you died.
Nope, of course not.
The war goes on.
Ugh.
So, Hunter, I'm thinking of posting a channel update at some point.
What kind of update?
Something telling people we're not, you know, we're not just screwing around. We're trying to get stuff done.
Right. Okay.
I feel bad that we barely posted last.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do kind of feel bad about that. Given the circumstances, it does. It does. And you've got. I mean, it's not for lack of recording. I mean, you've got tons of stuff in the backlog that you have.
I just gotta edit it.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. I just gotta edit it. I've made it where it should be timeless. The only thing I put in there was basically like, you're not gonna see this until everything's recorded and edited because I want to make sure I get it all done.
Well, I mean, it's Age of Empires 2.
Age of Empires 3.
I'm sorry, it's Age of Empires 3, so you don't really have to worry about it being out of date.
It's true. I more meant like say something in a video and like 6 months later I make the next one. It's like, yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. Don't say tune in next week for the thrilling conclusion.
3 years later.
Yeah.
All right, here's the conclusion. It sucked. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the end of Firefly. It's the movie Serenity. Bye.
Have you seen Serenity? Did you ever watch Firefly or Serenity?
Firefly I ever saw.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
I saw the Brad just put it. I saw the ending first. I saw Serenity.
Oh God, you saw the ending first? That's bad. Yeah, the series is good. You should check it out.
I've seen it. I've seen it now.
Oh, you've seen it now. Okay.
It's one of those things. To be a true adult, you have to at least be able to say yes, I did something. Just like I can finally say I've seen We Are, and I got to school like almost 10 years ago.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't see the movie until after I'd graduated as well.
Wait, what? I thought you saw it because you were one of the ones on that bandwagon.
What bandwagon?
How have you not seen this movie?
No, that wasn't me. Sorry.
McConaughey.
There's probably another Matthew McConaughey movie that I was getting on to you about not seeing. Like maybe, I don't know, something else. But it wasn't that.
Oh, okay. Well, alright. I actually didn't mind the movie, for the record.
That's not, I mean, it's just your generic sports movie.
I like being able to say, hey, I know where that place is at. I know that place.
It is,
The building that got knocked down.
Yeah, like, it is weird, right? Watching a major motion picture about where you went to college.
And now you live in the town, and it's like, yep, nope.
Yeah.
But I still haven't seen Forrest Gump, so there you go.
Oh my God, Justin, come on. Have you seen Interstellar yet? Speaking of Matthew McConaughey.
Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, what?
Have you seen Interstellar?
No, but I've seen a lot about it. I know what happened. It looks cool.
It is very cool. It's a very pretty movie.
I mean, the ending's complete theoretics about tesseracts and black holes and crap, but...
Well, yeah, I mean...
it's really depressing.
Well, the movie has a wormhole in it, too, so, I mean, it's not exactly hard science fiction.
True, but it's still depressing.
Yeah, oh, it's very depressing. Absolutely gives you a good idea of how mortal you are.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Scout, what's going on?
My question is this: is Angelina Jolie? Oh my gosh!
Are you about to say Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway. I knew who I was talking about. Trust me. Did they just leave Anne Hathaway on that one planet, and then do people come back and colonize that thing, or she's just stuck there?
No, that's what the ending of the movie was. Yeah, his daughter was like, "Oh, we need to go find Anne Hathaway because she found a planet we could live on."
By the way, we're all old dead.
Yeah. So here's the.
By the time. Oh God.
What was I had something that I always brought up when I was talking about Interstellar. I don't remember what it was. Oh, see you, Chase.
I was gonna ask. Oh, later, Chase. Thanks for coming by, man. I was gonna ask. In the movie, at least at the very end, is Earth basically done? Like, are they in space by that point?
Yes, they're in space by that point. They have evacuated Earth.
Okay. Because I knew at the beginning of the movie, it's like, Earth sucks right now.
Yep.
Pollution or whatever, I don't know.
No, it's a, yeah, it's the crops. They
worldwide dust bowl, something like that.
well, it's a worldwide blight that is just slowly adapting to every edible crop on the planet.
When they say blight, what do they mean by that?
Like a disease that affects plants. Like
Okay, I was making sure that's exactly what it meant.
yeah.
Sahara Desert kind of thing.
Don't look at me like that. Hey, stop it.
But interesting. Yeah, it's a movie I wouldn't mind seeing. It seems interesting. I did see that. That wasn't.
Justin, you're playing as... Oh, no. Who was playing as Aquitaine? Or that region?
The one that's in the Pyrenees there.
Yeah.
That was Dinah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you ever see Arrival, Hunter?
Yeah, I saw Arrival. It was good. Very makes you think kind of movie.
Hey.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, you're getting kind of robot-y.
Domo arigato. I don't think what else. I haven't seen. I saw half of The Martian.
Oh, you're missing out.
The last time.
Oh, come on. Justin, stop ruining these movies for yourself.
It was the honeymoon, and I found it, and I decided to say, screw it, I'm going to finish it. Matt Damon, how do you get off the rock?
This is the age of on-demand movies. Nobody is just channel surfing and decides to finish half of a movie.
You do when you're in a hotel on your honeymoon.
Oh, Tom did the Kingdom of Mongolia as a Norse character. Isn't that one of the achievements that you were going for?
Did you do it? Yes. Did you do it as a Norseman going out there, or were you playing as a Mongolian and got a Norse wife? Or took a Norse territory? I'm curious. I'm just curious.
Time to form a religious cult.
Now go do the Legacy of the Indo-Norse, Tom.
He said, yeah. So my work closes at 8, and we usually get a few customers at like 7:40. But today we got slammed at 7:40, and we got a few orders at 7:50. When we had basically finished wrapping up food, that sucks. So you had to, I'm guessing you had to fire up the kitchen again, and then you had to re-clean it.
Ah, that sounds like Cadoba.
Yeah. Started as Norse Sweden in 1769.
769, nice. See, that's the hard way to do it, but if you can pull it off, man. If you can pull it off, more power to you.
So this cult that I'm in.
Now do the Legacy of the Indo-Norse. That one's a trip. I think I got the Kingdom of whatever that one is at the end of the. What's the big river? There's the Ganges, and what's the other one?
The Indus?
Is the Indus the one that's by Pakistan?
Is the Indus the one that's by Pakistan? Yes, it is.
Okay. That's the kingdom I got with the Norse. I got the kingdom right there. I think it was like Punjab or something like that.
Yeah, it's close to Punjab, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the kingdom.
Oh,
that was fun. I eventually lost all the territory, but I had a good darn time.
Oh, it was also a merchant republic. Impressive. How did you, how does a merchant republic work in a landlocked area? Or did you just have that much land? Like you conquered from Sweden clear out to Mongolia?
That. You probably had the Siberian Merchant Republic.
Damn. It really is a shame you can't make a landlocked trade empire, considering that the Silk Road is a thing.
Well, it's just... You've got the ability... You've got the Republic class in there. It's just the Merchant Republic on land.
Had to unwrap the food, get new spoons. Everybody was mad. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, a Cadoba. It's like a burrito place if anyone doesn't know what that is.
It's a Chipotle. It's a Moe's. It's your generic build-your-own burrito place.
Basically. Same thing happened there. We had a customer come in, wanting like 6 orders, and it was like $8.59, and we're just like, seriously, lady? But she was kind of dumb. I mean, she said, "Oh no, you don't have to dirty up dishes for me. Just stick your hands in the beans." It's like,
Ew. No.
well, that and the beans are boiling. It's like you're not thinking about this, are you, lady?
Oh my god. Not to
So
mention,
some people would.
unless she's gonna have the rest of the beans, you're gonna have to give those beans to somebody else, right? Or do you just throw them out?
I would just throw them out.
Ah, okay.
No, in her defense, we do throw them out, but I mean, same time, it's like that's boiling for one, for two. I'm not sticking my hands in the beans, and you say health violation.
Yeah, that seems like a very bad idea.
It's a thing waiting to happen. It's a thing.
I had to form and give the empire that Mongolia was a part of one of my vassals, because my vassal limit was overflowing.
I believe that. Yeah, because you have to make the kingdom title of Mongolia your primary. That's the trick with those achievements, where it's like, get this random kingdom in the middle of nowhere. Also, it's your primary title, so you can't be an emperor.
Ugh. Could you become an empire, get over there, and then destroy it long enough to get the achievement?
You can, but then you have to rebuild your empire. Most of your vassals are going to hate you by that point. Not to mention you have to move your capital over there.
Yeah, that's true. But aren't most of those achievements pretty much the end game anyway? Like, by the time you get to that achievement, you're pretty much done and ready to start over.
I mean, yeah. Or you can do what I did and make your succession some random form of elective. Get elected out, become king of the area, and then force your way back into the empireship and re-change back the election laws.
It's a lot of hoops to jump through. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, we did that, and then I'm back up to Europe. I can't remember what I did there because I had to do something weird with Mecklenburg. So it involved me like, but yeah.
Oh, Tom said you just needed to get the kingdom.
Do you not have to make it your primary?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, he's right. Just become king of Mongolia.
No, Scout. We're in West Virginia. That's where we are.
Yep, we are both in West Virginia.
Yeah, Justin just moved over here.
I literally live in his house right now.
Justin lives in my house. He's sucking up all my internet.
It's true. I'm a leech on the underbelly of his house. It's great. But I'm not there right now. So right this second. I am far away in a mythical land. Tell me of the mythical land of Parker Stan.
God, I'm trying to think about the interstellar thing that was bugging me at the end of the movie. It was something to do.
Tesseract, the science of love. He was able to talk with the robot while in the Tesseract.
Right.
I'm just trying to bring up all the weird things I can think of.
Well, I mean, the Tesseract stuff, you're just going to have to write off as being weird sci-fi stuff.
Well, because it's complete theoretics.
Yeah. Oh, it was one of those... It was one of those, like, paradoxical loop things where the Tesseract people were humans in the future that had developed the technology to form Tesseracts. Right. But in order for them to get there, they would have... Like, it was a chicken and the egg scenario as who came first. Like, how does... So, is this a scenario where timelines don't exist? Or, not timelines, but branching timelines don't exist?
Yeah, like, is it literally one big track where, paradoxically, somehow humans got to that point where they could build the Tesseract?
That kind of...
Couldn't have gotten without having built the Tesseract, but they did, but they didn't, but...
Honestly, that's oddly similar to Arrival, the whole circular time thing. Well, I guess in Arrival it was less circular, as in you can experience your entire timeline at once. Yeah, it's more of the... I think the best approach they call it is the eternal approach, where time is actually just a manufactured thing, and really it's all relative. Yeah, it's essentially human brains can only comprehend time in a linear fashion. Like, we have to have a start to finish, well, technically, time never has a beginning or an end. Yes. So, hence why those movies can do that fun stuff. Time's a weird thing. Oh, you work at a barbecue. What kind of barbecue joint do you work at?
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
And we got some decent barbecue up here. Wait, do we have some? I'm trying to think of a good barbecue. Trying to think of a good barbecue place.
I don't know if we have like legit good ones. I mean, there's some in Virginia, there's some down south. Seth took us to a nice one, but that was in Missouri.
We have a barbecue joint in town. I haven't been to it.
Is it a local though, or is it like some random chain?
No, it's a local thing. I haven't been to it. It's over on the west end.
I'm willing to try that if you want.
And then you've got that one. There's that one over by Firehouse Subs that looks kind of gross, I would say. Because it just looks like fast food barbecue, which if I'm going to get barbecue, I want the, like, good stuff. I don't want...
You want the stuff that they sat there and cried all day to prep it.
Like, it's the way I feel about Fazoli's. Like, I didn't have any kind of... we didn't have any kind of fast food Italian food where we lived. They just didn't have it. They had Olive Garden, and they had real Italian restaurants.
That was it.
Yeah, so when I came here for college, there were Fazoli's, and I'm like, wow, this is really...
Fast food Italian.
This is really bad Italian food.
I think I only went there once on a date because the other person wanted to go there. I was like, okay.
If you're going to get anything at Fazoli's, don't get the pizza. Get the lasagna. I think the lasagna was pretty good.
I don't remember what I got, to be honest.
I know.
I did get a pizza because you could always get a $5 pizza at Little Caesars.
Yeah. For some reason, Italian food is just one of those foods that I don't think transitions into the fast food environment very well. With the exception of pizza.
No. Well, like, for example, Taco Bell is technically fast food Mexican, but it's not. It's not Mexican food at all.
No, it's Tex-Mex. It's
Tex-Mex,
it's
it
not
classified Mexican food according to Google.
Oh, it is.
But
Let's
it's not.
see.
I mean, any person that calls Taco Bell actual Mexican food, it's like you should be shot.
Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Honky Tonk Smokehouse. Well, that sounds interesting.
That sounds about as barbecue as you can get.
Also sounds like a Hooters competition, but that's just me.
Do those kinds of restaurants still exist? Like,
I don't know. I don't think A, they started losing business anyway. B, political correctness. So
yeah.
I haven't seen any.
Like people are starting to be like, you know, maybe we shouldn't go to a restaurant strictly based on how the waitresses are dressed, unless it's like medieval times. But
I'm just imagining, take the whole family to Hooters.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing. Like,
pair of boobs, enjoy.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of gimmick for a restaurant to have that isn't a bar or a strip club. That looks like some good barbecue. I'm not gonna lie. And we've got, you know, I wouldn't really call them barbecue places, but we got steakhouses and stuff like a Texas Roadhouse and a Logan's and all that jazz. But they don't really specialize in barbecue, but they have barbecue.
And they're big chains, so I mean, it's like, you know, it's nothing special.
Oh, hey, did you see on Discord someone made meritocracy-themed Mandalorian armor?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
He was telling me about that. He's like, I am making this. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Also, Crusader Kings won't open back up.
Wait, is your game stuck?
It's not stuck. So I tabbed out to look at that barbecue place, right? And
barbecue.
And now I'm trying to get back to Crusader Kings 2, and it's just kind of hanging there. So maybe I might have to end up playing it via OBS, if I can even do that.
I mean, you can.
So there's the Principality
it's just the most broken way of trying to play the game.
Yep. Let's see, Alt-Tab. Oh, don't do this to me. Why does it do this? We've had this happen once before.
My mom is making something.
Oh, what's she making?
Really good.
Wait, it's 9 o'clock at night. What is she making at 9 o'clock?
Working casserole for tomorrow, but she's wanting to prep it early, and I'm like, this smells. Oh
no, I can't even play it via OBS.
So, do you need to restart?
Oh god, I don't know.
Well, I want to let you in.
Is the game rolling? Why is
Honestly, Hunter, I'm not in the stream.
Why is the game hanging at 12? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna check the stream, make sure things aren't exploding.
That's not good.
Oh, hey, someone else wants to join anyway.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, who wants to get in? Well, here's the thing. I can't get in to save it. Does it is auto
Yeah,
saving
it's
though,
not
right?
save. It's not Iron Man.
No, the game is frozen. Crap. You did
Yeah,
this
it's
to me,
not
Scout.
Iron Man.
I can hear myself clicking. Yeah, Tom, you still there? Wait, no, Tom's not the one in here. Dizzy is. Oh, crap. Alright, I'm sorry. Let me close it and reboot it.
That's okay. There's people wanting in, so.
Okay. I hope it auto-saved.
Yeah, this guy's like, gosh dang it, I was gonna play today, and I was just sitting there screwing around on YouTube and missed it. I'm like, guess what? It's your lucky day, the game crashed.
Yep.
Autosave's corrupted. Regular save is corrupted. Game
Yeah.
file gone. Game not found. There was an error loading your game. Or Hunter, we could have the never-ending desyncs of Heart of Iron. That would work.
Ah, yeah, that was bad. We gotta do something to fix that.
Yeah, we do, because I need to be. Well, now that I realize the Saudis were the bad guys, which I should have realized all along, I think I might play as the other guys.
Good luck. I mean, you were having trouble winning against the Saudis, and they had the advantage.
Yeah, but I realized the trick to beating them.
You're gonna... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Best of luck trying to beat the Saudis. I haven't tried that. I honestly haven't tried any of those campaigns yet.
I agree with you though. If vanilla is as well vanilla as you say it is, I'm kind of glad with all the bonus things you can do with the other groups.
Yeah, like the game...
'Cause that gives me motivation.
80% of the game is like the story stuff you get out of those focus trees. And in vanilla Hearts of Iron, most of the countries just have a generic tree.
It's like they got the frame of the game out, but they didn't know how to make it pretty.
Yeah, I guess. It's hard to tell. Hearts of Iron, it's just a very dumbed down version of the previous game. Not that I was able, like, not that that's a bad thing. The Hearts of Iron 3,
complicated.
oh, so complicated. You had to manage. You had to manage chains of command. So you know, like how in you have divisions, armies, and then you have generals.
Yep.
Well, in Hearts of Iron 3, you could make as many different layers as you want. So you could have 4 divisions connect to one headquarters, connects to another general headquarters, or something like that. It's hard to explain. I haven't played it a whole lot. But if you look up on YouTube what Hearts of Iron 3 looked like, you'll get an idea of how complicated it can be.
Alright, let me know when you have the server ready.
Ah, crap. Where would autosaves go?
To the autosave section? I don't know, they're usually at the top.
Damn it. That's 809. That's my Shanghai game. Come on. Because there's... Do I not have autosaves turned on? What's the deal? Oh, it's okay, Scout. It's not your fault. I alt-tab all the time out of Crusader Kings and I never have any issue.
But sometimes the game rebels. Hopefully you don't have to restart your computer. That's the worst.
Well, no, I won't have to restart or anything. We'll just have to go off of the old save, I guess.
Do you really not see the autosave?
Well, I don't see any like the only autosaves I have are for single-player games. I don't know where...
I didn't think I made it an Iron Man.
Well, if it was an... No, I don't...
If it was an Iron Man, it would have saved anyway.
Right, if it was Iron Man, it would have saved.
If it's not, it's still supposed to have autosave.
Right.
You never turn those off.
Well, let me check my settings, see if I can find it.
Do you have a different name? Did you change country banners?
Well, if it was autosaving, it would just save as autosave. Right?
Generally, yes.
Hold
Like,
on,
it should be
save.
right there at the very top. Also, we might have another person jumping into the YouTube live stream.
Oh, good.
Because he's wanting to join the game, and I told him to come here for he posted what's going on.
Okay, let me back out. Check my settings. Because we've played plenty of games where we've used autosaves before.
Yeah. Like I said, even if it's Iron Man, it would have a save, so just not an autosave. If it's Iron Man, it would save over the original file. I just don't remember making it an Iron Man. There was no reason for it.
Well, if it wasn't an Iron Man.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Game. Autosaved. No.
It's the one change.
Ah!
Paradox's armor.
Stop. So, for some reason my game has autosave set to 100 years, which I never have it set in that big of an interval.
And that's why it didn't save. I got you.
That doesn't make any sense. I've never had it at 100 years.
If it makes you feel better, you didn't get too far. You got what, 20 minutes in?
Yeah, that's true. So I'll reset it to yearly.
Sorry, Dizzy. Did 20 minutes of your life.
Yeah. One arm I'm playing, and with the other arm I'm trying to placate my dog. Didn't notice the Great Bloodline also.
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, of an 100-year autosave. It's just... I don't think we've ever set it to that, but for some reason, Hunter's computer game was
Maybe I was clicking left too much, and I went all the way around? I don't know.
So, we'll be bringing the game... Yeah,
right.
he says he usually leaves that yearly. I usually...
Yeah, mine's usually yearly. Unless I'm playing... I'm sorry about your children, Dizzy. You'll have a chance to birth them again.
You get to relive the childbirth.
But because Crusader Kings is broken as hell, I have to restart the game because you can only... You can't back out to the menu and do multiplayer.
It's true.
I still have no explanation as to why it does that. It just does.
Have they even mentioned it before in like a update or like?
I don't know. I don't think they have.
I mean, it took Warcraft 3 a good 17 years or so before they fixed their stupid multiplayer problem.
Do you remember how long it took Empire Total War to fix their text issue?
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Like, everything was just unreadable if you were in a certain resolution.
Yeah.
And not to mention how long did it take them for them to get multiplayer working? Like, multiplayer campaigns. Did it take a whole year? Or was it only like 6 months?
Yeah, it took about 6 months, but it was buggy. Because remember the campaign we were doing? Where we had the prime example of a desync? Because in your version, like, France beat me or something, but in my version, France was conquered by, like, Austria or something silly.
Funny you say that. That's exactly what it looked like when you were playing as Saudi Arabia the other day.
Oh, gosh.
So, you were talking about the peace screen and everything, and I was looking over at Saudi Arabia, and you had lost the war. Like, your capital was captured and everything.
Oh, there's a horrific desync.
Yeah, it was bad.
We just got so tired of reloading the stupid save every minute.
Okay, Justin, you ready for the ID?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna add everyone again just in case.
Okay.
Game crashed. Resending. New server ID. Alright, go for it.
Okay. 90122943037029377.
Tell you, that's the most stressful part.
Yeah, it's getting that in.
Yeah, especially because I had to stop for a second and actually fix something. I was like, no!
Oh, that's the worst, yeah.
Whoops, I need to make make sure it's not caps because it's not capital M. And password is always merit, so anyone who has been in any of our games, the password will be the exact same forever.
Lord
And I feel
Aravan.
like that way, if you, for some odd reason, you're not in the Discord, you're not on YouTube, but you're playing the game browser multiplayer, and you happen to find the game for some reason, you can just jump right on it. Call it a loyalty perk. It's always the same password.
Alright, Lord Aravan is joining in. That's good. He's a new face. At least he sounds new.
Yep, Aravan, I think you were the one, if I remember, that was here last week. We didn't end up having the stream. Again, we apologize for that.
The first game that taught me about how not every game will always have what they advertise was... Oh my god, Spore. Yes, that was such a pivotal part of, I think, a lot of people's jaded gaming history.
I only knew about the creature creation in Spore. I never played the rest of it.
So Spore, they touted this as this like massive, expansive kind of species.
It's a whole new experience.
Yeah, you know, it's like it was a whole. I don't know. It wasn't Sid Meier's, but it was one of those guys. Are you acting up again? Really? But it was supposed to be like this: create your species starting as a single cell organism, and it will. And based on the choices you make, it will turn into a fully fledged sentient being, and you'll build cities, and you'll conquer your planet, and you'll expand out into space, and then...
And it looks like it has a fun... I've heard the beginning is really fun, and where it dies is mid to late game starts getting bogged down with all this crap.
Yes, it dies down once you get to, like, the industrial age. It just becomes... too boring. Like there isn't enough to do. It feels like a amalgamation of 6 different Flash games or something like that. Now you have Thrive to repent for Spore's sins. I haven't heard of Thrive. What is that?
I've heard of Thrive.
So essentially, if you want a layman's term, if you want a good example, Spore is essentially what No Man's Sky is. Yeah, they overpromised a bunch of stuff, and then when it came to deliver, the diversity just wasn't there. Like it was diverse, but not unique.
Well, and it got overhyped. I mean, both of them got way overhyped.
They did get very overhyped. Yes.
Like I will give the creators that when a game, even if they were part of the reason it got overhyped, when a game gets that hyped up, it's already gonna have a disadvantage come release day, because there's no way, even great, it won't live up to expectations. But generally, if they overpromise, it's like there's no way you're getting all that in there, guys. Yeah,
the problem is when they start hyping a game up too early. Like if you start pushing that snowball down the hill long before the game comes out, then it's going to be too big for you to stop when it gets to the bottom of the hill. You gotta. Yeah, it's like you gotta figure out. You got to figure out where your peak hype is going to be, and then that's where the game's got to launch.
Well, and then you also got to be, not a yes man. The guy asks, who's going to have this, Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah. No.
That too. Yeah. Don't let people know, like, don't advertise the game based on what your vision of it is. Advertise your game based on what it's capable of doing at the very moment.
And then, surprise people with really awesome updates.
Thrive is currently a scientific spore cell stage. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'm going to take him out again, just in case he has to go. Aravan, if you want to go ahead. No, we're in the multiplayer screen and everything.
Is Dizzy there?
Yeah, Dizzy's there. Aravan, if you want to go ahead and pick your nation, that way you can get it locked down. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Yep. If that long. He's usually too long. The dog's pretty quick outside. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of games I never ended up playing, but we have a friend that works even before he worked like at GameStop, he always hyped up games a lot. And then at GameStop he hypes up a lot of games. And it's just like he's in the industry all the time, so he's kinda inundated in it. But it's one of those things where it's like, if a game's really hyped, I'd just leave it alone for a little bit and wait to see what everyone says in the end. Because about 70% of the time, it does not live up to the hype. And then the other 30% of the time, it turns out really good. Or it's never mentioned before and it just kind of shows up. So, I don't know, like, I think No Man's Sky was a big one where it's like, I never played it, but I kept hearing people say, you have to pre-order, you have to be ready to get it, it's going to be so big. I'm like, guys, there's no way it's going to be as big as you're thinking. I want it to be, but it's not going to happen. There's a few other games that did that too, and I can't for the life of me think of them, but it's just the way the game industry works. I mean, heck, Fallout 76 did the same thing, except for that by that point, at least in our group of friends, at least people were a little more jaded before the game came out because of things like the No Man's Sky incident. But even then, it's like, I don't know, when the the beta happened, it's like, this game's great, this game's great, this game's great. It's like, and then like a week later, it's like, okay, maybe it's not so great, and then it's like, okay, no, it's not. So, I don't know. That's why I always hesitate when a game gets really hyped up. I'm just like, oh boy, what's gonna happen next? I don't like to see a game fail before it releases. It sucks. It really sucks for the creator, and it really sucks for a game that has potential. And then the bane of my life, freaking Mass Effect Andromeda. But we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. That game makes me sad. Hey, Colt Magnum. I see that you're in the chat there. I didn't even mention him. You were the one talking about Thrive. Sorry, I haven't been in the YouTube live part for a hot minute, so I wasn't sure who all was in the chat. Also, hello there, Scout. So Hunter will be back in about 2 minutes. I don't know if he has.
I'll be back right now.
Hey, he's back now. I was about to say some terrible things about you.
Okay, so is everybody set?
Yep, looks like it. And I was wrapping up the discourse on overhyping games, so there you go.
Oh, good. All right. So everybody's learned their lesson.
In summary, is basically me saying, if a game gets really overhyped, I start worrying about the game and get really sad for it before it comes out.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody ready up, and we'll get started.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76 had a lot of problems. It wasn't exactly the hype, though. Bethesda is good at not announcing a game until it's right around the corner. Oh, Justin, you're coming in a bit quiet.
Yeah, Scout, if I'm coming a bit quiet, sorry. That's, could be a combination of balancing, which is understandable, and the fact that I'm using a phone, not a computer.
Yeah, he's using his phone. I should be able to boost him, because in Discord, I think Justin is pretty low. Let me see.
For whatever reason, I have Discord.
How do I fix you? There we go.
I wouldn't be surprised if Adam has my volume on the floor.
Yours was at 20% for me. I'll put you to about 100, and we'll see if that makes things better.
Oh, don't put me at 100, please.
No, don't worry. It goes all the way up to 200.
I know, but I rupture eardrums.
No, don't worry. I can hear you. You're doing all right. You're still.
I know my superpowers.
I can see where my microphone is still blowing yours out of the water.
Okay, well, Scout or anyone else on the stream, just let them know if I'm too loud, because my voice breaks microphones for some reason. It's awful to work around with.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna bump you to 80. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could handle it. I was wrong.
I thought you could handle it.
Okay, last call. Everybody good? Okay.
Last call for shots. And you're going till what, 10:30?
10:30, yep.
You know, if any of our other friends play Crusader Kings.
I don't think we could get anybody else to play Crusader Kings.
No, not in our life.
Did you hear Fallout 76 was... There's a rumor that's about to go free to play?
Yeah, and I've only heard that rumor because Adam is about it.
Yeah, I know. For once, Adam is the one that bought the thing before everybody else and got screwed.
Oh, he bought the full package? Did he buy like an $80 package?
I am so done with I don't remember the last game I actually pre-ordered, let alone got a special edition version of.
I mean, the only games I'll probably pre-order, and even this is rocky these days, but are certain Blizzard games when they promise you some pretty cool things with your pre-order that you can only get from them.
Yeah, I've yet to have any pre-orders that really grab my attention. I don't know. Honestly, the last game I bought a special edition of was the Old Republic, the MMO, before it came out. Oh, let me unpause
How'd that go?
I think I would have liked that game if I had more... when the game came out, I was on dorm room internet, which was bad. So that kind of killed my hype for the game, and then I just never touched it since.
Did it come out sophomore year for you?
Yeah, sophomore year.
So I'm like, I know I was there. You were really excited about it and finding all this stuff about it.
Oh,
Andy and I were big KOTOR buffs.
I was super excited for it, and I just didn't. I don't know why I get so excited about MMOs when I've never really had the personality for an MMO environment.
It's because of the Star Wars.
It was because it was KOTOR, and to be fair, it had a good story, but I didn't want to play. I felt like I was missing out if I was just playing it solo. I felt like I would be missing out.
Well, it's kind of like you can't play World of Warcraft solo very well.
Yeah, and yes, you did have companions you could use to supplement actually having people with you, but then it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like you were playing an online game in the offline mode. It's like playing Left 4 Dead with bots.
Yeah, that I can understand that. It's not the same.
Nah.
It's like I am playing with Hollow Computer Program.
Yep.
No, I'm trying to think if I've...
Oh, that and the monthly subscription. Like, monthly subscriptions were very much on the downturn when the Old Republic came out.
It's because people realized maybe I shouldn't spend $15 a month on something.
Granted, the game did go free to play. Well, I don't know if it went free to play or if it went subscription free. I don't remember exactly.
World of Warcraft is still subscription based for the most part, isn't it?
It is free up to a certain level.
That's what it is. It's like level 20 or something.
Yep. Yeah, it is free up to level 20. Yeah, I think you're right.
Do you remember the Lord of the Rings?
How long did that one last? That one had some legs. I think it lasted 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it lasted 2 or 3 years. I wish it kept going, but the franchise, I don't know why, but the franchise had a hard time getting things off the ground. Like new ideas. It tried to get new ideas off, it just couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, they've got such a... They don't have a very flexible source material to work with.
No, and I've heard Tolkien's estate's pretty...
Understandable. Totally understandable. You don't want your grandfather's legacy to get bastardized into a fucking MOBA.
No, it's true. And I mean, frankly, you've got the Hobbit films to do that.
Yep.
Which, for the record, I don't actually hate them, but I understand why people do.
We need to get together sometime and watch the unofficial Hobbit cut for The Hobbit, and we also need to get together and watch the... there is a cut-down version of the prequel trilogy. Oh, Realm Piece.
Ooh,
shit.
I
Yeah.
like watching... There was a series of YouTube videos, oddly enough, they're called Cinema Wins.
Okay.
But he did the prequels, and I really like his look on the prequels because it was a very positive look on the why certain decisions were made.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy that. And then also watching some of the theories when he put those into the films, I'm like, makes these kind of enjoyable, you know?
Like what? What kind of theories did he have?
Well, like the he didn't have this one, but I watched like an hour-long thing on the. It's not that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord, but the Jar Jar was evil kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And how that was actually, you know, the reason it was probably true was because of a lot of different context things when before the first movie came out that Lucas mentioned and some of the actors mentioned, and combined with like a series that George Lucas not only loved but, you know, worked into a lot.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about this. Like he was the guy playing the fool, but he was really pulling the strings.
He was the guy playing the fool, but you know, throughout the whole series. It's like near the end you realize, oh, the fool was actually the main villain the whole time.
Right.
And he was just playing it off. And they brought up a lot of points where it's like, look in the film here on some of the animations and what Jar Jar's doing in the background. It's like, someone had to animate that. Someone had to animate all these, like, there's like about like 50 different parts where it's like, someone put these in there. They weren't just there. He could have just been sitting there. No, he was doing this weird, you know, suspicious thing.
Huh.
It was just really cool. Where it's like when you watch it like that, you're like, oh.
I see what.
Says, you know, the main.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Justin's still quiet. All right, let me fix that. The game auto-generated the name. Okay. Let's.
Don't worry, I'll keep rambling for just a half second, so don't worry. You'll get my volume turned in.
All right, you're going to 200.
Oh no.
I can handle
anyway.
it.
But no, what it boiled down to was George Lucas never got to go with it because basically whoever he had to work with was like, no, we're not pursuing. You know, your plans in the first movie weren't that good. Whatever they are, they weren't good. We need to kick out Jar Jar because the fans hate him.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, but he had an overarching story. Okay, well, let's just do this and be done with him, I guess.
I think...
And apparently that's where Count Dooku comes in and some other things where it's like, you know, these things were half thrown in because he just kind of had to make some arrangements.
I think the issue... I think they could have handled... Like, Jar Jar could have been playing the fool without being...
Too idiotic.
As slapsticky as he was.
That was the problem. He was a little too childish.
He could have been like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He could have just been a straight-up idiot. He didn't have to be like one of the Three Stooges, constantly fumbling things around.
He didn't have to play for the children in the arc.
Yes.
Which is what he was there for. I mean, frankly, he was there for the kids. When I was a kid, I loved the thing, and then you grow up and realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, my brother loved him too. Oh, that guy's dead.
I mean, admittedly, I would watch the prequels today without any problem.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can watch the prequels just fine.
But I'm also going to, you know...
Plenty of good things with the prequels.
Well, it also is one of those movies where it makes time when we were, like, sitting in the apartment in the dorm room and make fun of it the whole time.
Oh, yeah. They're great to make fun of. Absolutely.
But no, if you find a cut for those... For whatever cuts those
I found it...
like,
It's actually on YouTube. It's called... I think it's just called The Fall of the Republic. And if I'm not mistaken, it pretty much cuts out Phantom Menace altogether. No, it doesn't.
I figured there's some important parts in there that they need to keep.
Well, what they do, which I think is a really good decision, is they make the Gungans speak gibberish and give them different subtitle. Like they make their own captions for it, so they're saying things that aren't just stupid.
That's really smart.
They essentially turn... Whoop, you turn around. They essentially turn Jar Jar into this kind of Last of the Mohicans type character, as opposed to just a dumbass, which, I don't know. I don't think they needed to go that far with Jar Jar, but
they wanted to do something.
Yeah. It was a good idea making the Gungans speak gibberish as opposed to what they do speak.
Just imagining Jar Jar Last of the Mohicans edition.
Phantom Menace, there's plenty of stuff you could have salvaged. Like this cut, it's not a full. It's definitely, I think it's like 3.5 hours or 4 hours worth of movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't fully cut it. Oh, I need to get that fight done. So it's like a little bit of Phantom Menace, just like the good bits of Phantom Menace. Like I think they cut out the pod race, which is a shame, but it's not crucial for the story.
It is a tangent.
Yeah. Oh, I lost that war. But, like I said, it's not crucial for the story. So they cut out the pod racing. So they get to the Naboo. They meet the Queen. They get the Queen off the planet. They go back to Coruscant. No, they go to Tatooine. They pick up Anakin. Go back to Coruscant. Essentially, they cut out a lot of the fluff. A lot of the, like, Senate stuff in Phantom Menace. And they get back to Naboo as quickly as possible. Fight Darth Maul. And they move on to Episode 2 as quickly as possible. And then they cut out all the bullshit in Episode 2.
It's like goodbye, Padme, Anakin romance. Have fun.
What I'm saying is, this cut I'm watching is mostly just Revenge of the Sith with the good parts of Episode 1 and 2.
And, I mean, I liked Revenge of the Sith. The problem Revenge of the Sith had is a normal movie-going person. Like, let's say my parents have no backstory on who the frick General Grievous is and what the heck's been happening during the last few years. Like, you're literally like, Clone Wars have started. Okay, this is the end of the Clone Wars.
Oh, Captain Scout recommends what they should have done, instead of making Anakin the Chosen One, they should have made Mace Windu the Chosen One. Not a bad idea. On the same... the issue with that is he'd have to be related to Luke Skywalker for that whole lineage thing to happen.
Luke's daddy is black? I'm okay with that.
No, well, doesn't make any sense, just because then they'd have to retcon the original trilogy.
I mean, yeah, it's funny. No, because James Earl. Anyway,
I don't know if you've
had a black Anakin the whole time.
I don't know if you've seen the same video as Attack of the Clones had Samuel L. Jackson with a pink lightsaber. Sometimes I'm quite simple. That'd just be just a slight edit that you'd add. I'd go with that.
Blackface, Hunter. Blackface. Anyway.
Oh God. So the videos I was watching on YouTube, this guy recommended that the prequel trilogy should have been about Obi-Wan, with Anakin just being a side character.
Yeah, that would have been smart, actually.
Yeah.
Well, and frankly, Ian McGregor did a good job.
Yeah, he was, like, of the actors in the movies, he was easily the better one. Yeah, he would have been a much better protagonist, with Anakin kind of being the sidekick. Especially, like, in the YouTube video, the guy recommends that when they get the Coruscant, they should have just dropped off Anakin at the Jedi Academy. That would have made the most sense. Then he would have been gone from the rest of the movie, and they wouldn't have had to babysit this kid. They wouldn't have had him single-handedly bring down a Trade Federation cruiser
by being an idiot. I mean, yeah, it's quote-unquote the Force, but it's like, no, he was just being dumb.
No, this was not the Force. This was... I know the Force works in mysterious ways, but, like, you can't just say, oh, he was just fucking around in his Naboo starfighter and happened to land in the hangar where for some reason the Trade Federation likes to keep their main reactor parked with the doors completely open. Okay.
Well, or someone else put it, besides, he somehow child-sized helmet in a Naboo thing.
Oh! Well, it could have been a woman's helmet. There were women pilots, so it's possible he could have climbed into...
Well, he was like 9!
I mean, some women have small heads. It's possible.
Oh,
and pilots, on average... Well, pilots generally are on the smaller size of average.
Devil's advocating much.
I am. Well, you're the one trying to justify Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord, Justin.
You know, I really am.
But, so, the thing about the Trade Federation cruisers, like, their main reactor's just out in the open in their hangar bay.
Yeah,
like,
just hanging out there.
Weapon discharges happen all the time by accident inside of hangar bays. You just want to have your, like, self-destruct button right next to that.
Also, yeah, it was a very big self-destruct button. It didn't just shut down the station. It blew the whole thing apart.
Yeah, it did.
It was like 2 photon torpedoes. Like, guys, this is Death Star level problems. This is Helm's Deep sewage hole problems.
Can't find the chat. Just realized I goofed harder than I would have. Oh, where is the chat for Crusader Kings, Justin?
Oh, shoot. What was it? Dino found it.
Well,
not tab. Is it X? Is it...
Nope, not that.
Shoot. He looked it up and he found it.
I can do this.
So there's a button you hit and it brings up everyone's banners down below. You know what they're all saying. I can look it up. Here, let me look it up.
Okay. Tab? Oh, it is tab. Okay, there it is.
Tab.
Okay.
Because it's actually a fairly sophisticated system.
That's actually not a bad UI interface.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. I just did it. I did UI interface.
I'm just leaving it there.
Gonna go to the ATM machine and get some queso cheese.
Don't forget to put in your PIN number.
And then I'll put in my VIN number.
In your VIN number. But no, in summary, we like Star Wars, and we want it to be good.
What they retcon recently? They retconned something recently.
They retconned a couple. Well, I mean, let's not get into a Last Jedi bit here.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a Last Jedi thing. It was something. God, what was it? This is gonna bug me. But yeah, you continue on your tangent.
No, all I was gonna say was, looking back at the movies, you do realize that Mace Windu's only awesome because you really wanted him to be awesome. / he wasn't the show, but in the movies he really didn't do much. He was just kind of a big jerk.
Well, he was awesome because he was Samuel L. Jackson, and
he was Samuel L. Jackson with a purple freaking lightsaber.
He had a purple lightsaber, which meant he was the best swordsman, or at least that's what the old canon said.
That's what I hate. Old canon, new canon.
It's not that hard. There's plenty of like I can cut that stuff out of my brain pretty easily.
I know. It's just, I don't know why that bugs me more than anything. It's just like, we're Disney. We're gonna rewrite this now. It's like,
I mean, comic books do it all the time. Comic books reboot their stuff constantly.
I mean, when you put it that way, it's like true. I don't know why. I can put a screen up though on comic books because comic books you just say, oh, it's another dimension.
Well, Justin,
it's
here's
world like 325 or world 893 or.
Here's how I see it, Justin. Comic books have to do it because comic books have been around for over 100 years. Not over 100 years, about 100 years.
There's no way you can keep all the continuity together.
Yeah, there's no way you can keep the continuity going, and you're gonna run out of ideas. So, I mean, Star Wars is approaching 50 years old. They're gonna have to start either rehashing stuff, which they're already doing, or they're just gonna have to start over.
Well, and I do like that they made it at least the pre-movie stuff you can call legends then, because I can see that being really interesting.
Yeah, that way they can reprint all the books and resell them with that flashy little Legends banner.
See, now you turned it into a marketing thing.
Yeah, it's Disney. Marketing is their thing.
Don't let him get a hold of Harry Potter.
Oh, I think the thing that bugged me, I was on Reddit today and someone brought up, it reminded me that they'd canceled 1313. Like EA canceled that when they got the license. Ugh. That game looks so good.
I mean, they could still, to this day, make a nice, I would even say gritty Star Wars game, and people would buy the stupid thing.
Apparently they have something coming out that they're going to show at, I don't know if they're going to show it at Star Wars Celebration, or if they're going to show it at E3. But they've got a new game coming out that hopefully looks good, and they also have the Mandalorian series that's coming out on Netflix, I think, which looks promising.
Are they all in the same timeline as the movies, though?
What do you mean?
Well, like, I've voiced this complaint before, and it's a nitpicky complaint, because they can make it work. But it's just that they keep hovering around the safe zone of between episode 1 and whatever the most current episode is.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. It is... Yeah, it's all the Dark Times, so after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
At least I think.
I mean,
the Mandalorian one might take place after Jedi, which would be an interesting... I'd like to see a little bit of after Jedi stuff.
I mean, there's some time that they still need to fill in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some pre-stuff would still be nice. Also, real quick, is Boba Fett alive in the current canon, or is he dead in the Sarlacc pit?
It's still nebulous. He's still Schrodinger's Mandalorian.
I do like the Boba Fett line once you read up on it. It's like, how you found that Sarlacc twice?
I thought it was 3 times.
He might have fallen in 3 times. He could fall in that stupid thing. I mean, I thought that was the funniest thing. I'm like, holy crap, your life sucks. Just stay away from the planet and stay away from that stupid Sarlacc.
Yeah, like, why go back? Don't go back to Tatooine. Just stop going back to Tatooine.
Bury the place.
Yeah. Oh,
speaking,
I know I keep bugging you about this, but Solo is available on Netflix now, so you can watch it when you get home.
We thought about it. And then we watched Coco. Because Pixar and the baby was up, and we're like...
Well, that's fair. Yeah, you don't want to show... Well, I guess Solo's not, like, a bad movie to show a baby, but Coco's going to be the better option.
Coco's the happy option. She could sit there, and she liked the music.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Scout. They're bringing back... they're finishing up Clone Wars. I'm excited for that.
Finishing what?
Clone Wars. You know how they canceled Clone Wars
Right,
prematurely?
tell me that.
They're bringing it back.
Wasn't the last couple episodes of Clone Wars and them going to the planet that was like literally like heaven versus hell planet?
Oh, that was Mortis. I don't know if that was the last episode, but I honestly don't remember the order for that series.
Because it was literally like, this is the balance of the... Look how the dark side is winning. It's like...
Well, they touch on that again in Rebels. Like,
really?
they get into some serious... Like, that's the thing I like about the Rebels, like Rebels the most, is it's got a good combination of... You've got just, like, the Rebels, generic dudes with militaries and, like, starships and stuff. But then they also cover a lot of, like, really deep Force stuff. Like, about what the Force actually does and what it allows you to do. and there's like some time travel stuff too, which is not something you would have expected.
No. Well, one interesting thing, at least, one thing I do like, I haven't seen hardly any of Rebels, to be honest. I've seen some select scenes on YouTube because I wanted to look up certain key moments of the show.
Right.
But one of the cool ones, I think it was one of the first ones I saw, was the Obi-Wan Darth Maul scene where, he kills Darth Maul.
Yep, that was great closure.
I like, though, someone broke it down. It's like, they put a lot of detail.
They did,
into
like
those 20 seconds.
Yeah, like the stances that everybody
did. And how it compares to how Obi-Wan had fought this fight before and knew how his master died, and how Darth Maul had not learned that he probably learned his move.
Like, it's so, like, it was almost too good of a scene to be used for, like, an animated kids show.
It was almost wasted, and yet it wasn't, because they did such a good job with it.
Because I don't know what they would do if they... Because now that they've introduced Maul in Solo, they've got, like, how are they going to work him into it?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to wrap him up again in the movies? Are they just going to copy
and paste? If you do, you have to replicate that scene live and do a one-take scene with the perfect lighting.
Yes.
You have to do it right.
You absolutely cannot redo that scene. I mean, they can redo it, but they can't, like, change the way it worked.
No, because it's like they put enough work into that darn scene that it's like, I appreciate that, darn it.
But here's what worries me about that is Ezra was in that scene, wasn't he? Or did he had just run off or something like that?
I think he was there in Obi-Wan, because I don't know who that is, but there was a kid in the scene, and Obi-Wan's like, get out of here. Me and this guy got to settle something.
Yeah, so I don't know how they would handle that if they remade that scene in live action. Maybe they would just cut to it. I don't know.
It could be like an end thing. It could even be I would hesitate to say this, but it could even be like an after credits.
No, they wouldn't do that. No, but it would have to be maybe he flashes back to that fight. That's how they would do it. They would flash back to that fight, right after Ezra leaves, when they're both just standing there ready to go at each other.
You're probably right, but me thinking of it as a flashback, I don't know. It's sour. It's a sour taste.
Why is that?
I don't know. For some reason, I'm just trying to imagine how it would be done.
Well, it can be done like this. Obi-Wan is sitting in his hut in the middle of nowhere in Tatooine, in the Jutland wastes or whatever. So he's sitting in his little hut, and he's just remembering his, like, everything that went down after Revenge of the Sith in different chunks.
He's like suffering PTSD almost.
Kind of, or it's like
almost.
It's kind of like a meditation session. And he's talking to Qui-Gon, and he's talking to Yoda, and they're just trying to piece together what went wrong and how they need to do things differently.
So we need to be upfront with Luke about his sister. No.
Okay. No. We did that just fine. All the deception and all the lies we did the first time around, that was perfect. We'll do that again.
It was great. Showing no confidence, just like we did the other one. Trust me, it will work.
Yeah.
By the way, if they make out, just don't bring it up again. They won't think about it.
Nah, don't think. What it was Hoth. He didn't know what was going. Well, I know Obi-Wan was technically there, but I mean,
in the end, nobody knew at the time. Therefore, it's kosher.
Yeah, that's the thing I like. I was reading one of the books. I need to catch up on the new canon books. For a while, I was up to date on them. One of the books actually covers the political fallout of the New Republic finding out that Darth Vader is Leia's father, and how everybody reacts to that.
Oh.
Yeah. So she manages to keep that secret somehow until, I want to say, 4 or 5 years before The Force Awakens. She manages to keep that a secret. And she's in line to take over as Chancellor because Mon Mothma has died. And so she's in line to take over, and that gets out, and it just ruins her career. And that's why she's out in the unknown regions with her, like, own militia fighting the First Order, because her political career in the Republic is ruined.
That makes sense. If they even just did that in the movie, that would be cool.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly the thing with Force Awakens, is they didn't elaborate at all as to why the Resistance was a thing. It makes sense when you read up about it. Leia's a princess. She's got some cash. She's been in politics for a while. She can afford her private army.
You shouldn't have to read a book before going to the movie to know what's happening in the movie.
Absolutely not. Nope. You shouldn't have to.
It's like, yeah, I mean, bonus points if you do, but you shouldn't. It shouldn't be a requirement.
And even if you did read up, it still doesn't there's still no logical explanation as to why the Republic doesn't have a military. Like, I don't care how scarred you are by the previous war. Nothing is going to make you disband 80% of your military force.
No, not when you have the. I'm just going to call them the New Empire because I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
But the New Empire, they're militarizing.
Yeah.
It's like England and France saying, "I see the Rhineland militarizing. Hitler's going to kill us. Let's put all our guns away and hope he's nice."
No, it's more like if England and France saw Germany militarizing, and they decided to park all of their military in fucking Belgium or something like that. It's like if the whole Dunkirk thing happened, but they were just sitting there drinking tea and not fighting.
Or even worse, Hitler actually had a nuke.
it's like if America saw Japan doing its thing in the Pacific and said, "You know what? Let's park all of our ships in Pearl Harbor, the Atlantic and Pacific fleets."
Or even better, let's move them from Pearl Harbor and stick them in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, let's park all of our ships in the Philippines.
Yeah, I like that one. They'll never hit us here.
Like, oh, let's put our entire fleet above our capital planet when we've established that planet-killing weapons exist, and they have been built multiple times. And not only that,
there's giant death beam coming over us. How did we miss this?
Not only that, First Order isn't even subtle. They aren't even like masquerading as just a pirate group or like a criminal organization. They are straight up Empire reenactors with giant ships going from planet to planet, stealing kids and resources. They aren't being subtle at all. They're just out there being blatantly evil, and nobody's like, "Oh, you don't think they're gonna come this way?"
And it still even has the same connotation like the Empire did, where it's like, "Oh God, they're gonna invade our, they're kill people." It's like, why? Who's letting them do that?
I mean, the First Order is arguably worse than the Empire. Like, the First Order is the distilled evil from the Empire. The Empire at least had some genuinely...
It was a government.
Yeah, they were a government. A genuinely... I mean, they were a lawful evil government, if you want to take that definition to it. Yeah, if you want to take the D&D approach, they were a lawful evil government, but they were lawful. The First Order is just straight up chaotic neutral, if not chaotic evil.
I was about to say. Well, and I don't know. It's like, not to get into the flubs of the two Star Wars films too deep, but I mean, where they dropped the ball was just whoever decided to put the story together.
Yeah, it's
like you have.
They were too concerned.
Stuff.
They were too concerned about good scenes to figure out how to connect those good scenes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I mean that's really the only problem I have. Good. I have no problem with the characters. Just it leaves you wanting, but then they don't give you that more.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the last movie, but it's like you can't. There's just strings that aren't connected that you can tell they're probably not going.
They've got a lot of stuff that needs cleaned up, which is a problem.
Well, it doesn't help that the last director threw a hissy fit when fans didn't like his stuff.
True. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call because Force Awakens was pretty. I mean, I know people had their problems with it, but I liked it.
I like it as I honestly like it as a standalone film.
That's fine. That's all they needed it to be. They just needed it to be a good standalone film to justify Disney acquiring the rights.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
it's not a problem.
Yeah, and then The Last Jedi just made things very. The Last Jedi really kind of. What's the best way to put it? It kind of it set them back a little bit. It was kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Well, they had good ideas. Here's the thing that bugs me with Last Jedi. They had good ideas.
Yep.
They had a lot of good ideas. The stuff on the island, I thought was good because they brought some things back that were like KOTOR things, or in like the book or something, like the dark side spot, and even the way it looked and how it worked. I'm like, that feels like a KOTOR moment right there.
Here's why I'm not worried about The Last Jedi, because I see how well the prequels have aged. People are not. They aren't openly hostile towards the prequels anymore, and I think the same. I'm dead again. Like, just give it some time. People are gonna get over The Last Jedi. They're gonna be fine with it. They aren't gonna love it.
They'll find the positive.
They aren't gonna love it. They aren't gonna hate it though. They aren't gonna be like it ruined the series. It's the worst thing ever. They aren't gonna hate it.
No.
But it's not gonna be their favorite. It's just gonna be a very forgettable movie. It's gonna be one of those movies that you have to get through to get to the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, honestly, the only thing that really bugs me, and this is barring everything else, it's just how they treated their quote unquote main villain. They didn't. There's no satisfaction in killing Snoke when there was nothing really there with him.
Yes.
I mean, he looked like a space evil Hugh Hefner at the end.
He did. The robe was weird. I dig the robe. I like it, but
I wouldn't have minded it, but they didn't do anything with it. That's all that kills me. It's like when I watch the movie again, I will always think, unless they really retcon something, it's like, what was the plan here? Because I mean, even the casino scene, I can ignore it. It's fine.
Okay, Scout's bringing up the hyperspace incident. Are you talking about the fact that, like, why doesn't everybody just do that hyperspace thing? I don't have a problem with that, is because space combat and space physics in Star Wars has always been inconsistent. There's no consistency.
And there's YouTube videos out there as to why, and there's also a bunch ranting about how it broke everything.
Like, I know it doesn't make any sense, but neither does, like, if they had Death Star lasers that could wipe out entire cruisers, the Empire would have just... So, in Return of the Jedi, the Death Star is firing at, like, what, a tenth of its capacity, and it's wiping out Mon Calamari cruisers? Why didn't the Empire just make a fleet of those things? Why didn't the Empire just make, like, 10 of those things, protect it with a fleet of Star Destroyers, and then just hunt the Rebel fleet down? They couldn't. They wouldn't be able to lose this fight if they can one-shot the Alliance's biggest ships with a tenth of the Death Star's power. That should have been their focus. There's tons of inconsistent strategy throughout the films.
You can always find.
Not to mention the fact that during the Clone Wars, specifically during Revenge of the Sith, when you've got for some reason both the CIS and the Republic cruisers have old style, like, cannons sticking out the side of their ships, as opposed to just welding it to the top of the ship or to the side of the ship. They have people physically manning this gun and shooting it at the other ship. Why can't they just automate that? Why can't they? And why does it need to be sticking out the side of the ship? Why can't it just be on the outside of the ship, controlled by a fucking joystick and automatically?
Well, it's half because the says, or the writer or whatever says that will look cool.
Right, exactly, because it's all about looking cool. The same thing goes with the Geonosis battle, where everybody's just standing out in the open, Civil War style, lighting each other up.
It's like everyone here, blood had to be over in a couple. But I mean, that's where you do have to kind of give the writer or whoever slack, because I mean, every single movie in their dog, every single one out there, you can tear it apart like that.
Yeah.
If you really want to, and you really just don't want to like something, you can tear it apart.
Yeah, you can definitely tear it apart. Like the God, what's another one that you can kind of... Well, I mean, everybody always rips into the AT-ATs being impractical. They are. They're absolutely impractical. Legs don't make any sense. Treads are absolutely the way to go. They should never... There's no explanation as to why they departed from the that Thunder tank or whatever it was called. That thing was pretty well designed.
What was this in? Sorry, you cut out at one point.
The AT-AT.
Yes.
The legs are inefficient. They should have just stuck with the... What was the thing? It was like an 8-wheeled vehicle, or like an 8-wheeled box or something. That they.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what
Yeah,
I don't remember. I don't remember what the designation for that is.
Or
But
they even have the hover tank things.
oh, the hover tanks.
The
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, they've got ability to make things hover. But no, let's put this thing on legs. And, yeah, and I know the prequels are a soft target, but the original trilogy has plenty of iffy physics and iffy strategy in it.
Yeah, and again, you can kind of see in any movie series, even you can take a movie, and if you sit there for about 30 minutes, you're like, wait, what are we doing here?
And on the topic of the prequels being silly because they had men physically manning the guns, during A New Hope, they had the turbo lasers on the Death Star also had men physically manning them.
That's true. That's true, and I mean, half of that's probably because someone didn't think about it.
Well, no, it's not because somebody didn't think about it. It's because it's taken from a World War II film.
That's fair.
Like if it's the movie Dam Busters, I posted. It's in our like personal Discord channel. I posted it a few months back because I was showing it to Adam. There's a side-by-side view of the movie Dam Busters with the Death Star battle from A New Hope, and it's pretty shot for shot similar. Like that's why, if you've ever wondered why in Star Wars, when they're on the ground, the Empire and the Rebels both have red tracer shot, like red lasers, but in space the Empire has green and the Rebel Alliance has red. The reason for that is because in World War II, the Allies used red and yellow tracers for their fighter planes, and the Germans used green tracers. So that's why the Empire and the Rebel Alliance have different tracers, like for space combat, but the same color tracers for on the ground.
It's almost less about the universe, more about the art of it.
Yeah, it's more about where the inspiration is coming from.
Well, and you have to remember, at least during the original trilogy, back in that day, universe building was not a thing like it is now. It more, you make a movie and you don't just make it because, the canon in the universe, you make a movie as, like, legitimately a piece of art.
Well, that's why New Hope was self-contained like it was. Like, it could have been one and done.
Could have ended right there.
It could have been, and that's the way it should work. Like, there's nothing that pisses me off more than when you watch a kind of okay movie and they do that sequel bait ending that isn't going to get fulfilled because no one's going to watch the Percy Jackson movies, or nobody's going to watch the Looper movie.
But it's so blatant that that's what they're trying to do.
Not Looper. It's Jumper.
Well, there was Aragon. That was.
Oh yeah, Aragon. Don't even get me started with Aragon. Jesus.
That movie, it had freaking Jeremy Irons, and I really just kind of wanted to try again. And Jeremy Irons wasn't as old yet. Darn it, put him back in.
I'm dead again. What is the most unique role you've ever seen Jeremy Irons in?
Okay, so I haven't seen, honestly, I've heard of more of his roles than seen them.
Okay.
Because, like, for example, I know he was Scar in The Lion King. I saw him he was the guy in Kingdom of Heaven. But I've heard his most out-of-the-water crazy role was that Dungeons & Dragons movie.
With Tom Hanks?
I don't know. I think it was like 1999 or something, but he was the bad guy in a Dungeons & Dragons movie. He was some evil mage.
Interesting.
And, he was hamming it up so hard.
I like to see, because everything I've seen Jeremy Irons in, I was like, this is just the same guy. They just put him in a different time.
No, go look up on YouTube Jeremy Irons Dungeons & Dragons.
Is it Monsters and Mazes?
I think it's called Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh, is it actually called Dungeons and Dragons? Well, I'm not going to alt-tab, because we don't want another fiasco like that.
I will look it up for you and just see if I find any.
Okay.
Now, you can see the YouTube chat real quick, right?
If
you can't, I'm not there either.
The last message was from Scout, so nothing new.
Dungeons & Dragons, Jeremy Irons. Overacting at its finest. Dungeons & Dragons, Jeremy Irons.
I didn't know they actually made a Dungeons & Dragons movie.
Yep, it was the year 2000, and he is, you can tell he doesn't give two craps about this.
He's just there for the paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. There. It's almost like he's there to say, look how terrible I can be in the movie.
Oh, no, no. Oh, crap. Okay.
Jay?
No, I clicked on OBS and it minimized Crusader Kings. Oh, good, it's back. Oh, thank God.
If you broke it this time, I'd be hard-pressed to say try it again.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we're past the point of no return. If it breaks, we're just going to call it a night. Because I have done I've done pretty much nothing tonight in terms of actual Crusader Kings gameplay. I've mostly just been talking about Star Wars and clicking the occasional button when my character dies.
I mean, that's half the draw of our channel at this point. Just, man, we just get on and kind of ramble. It's like, really, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we definitely do our best work when we're just rambling about stuff.
Quick Hunter, let's add some bits in there that we planned.
Oh yeah, so we're so good at just off the cuff improv.
I mean, I was in school.
Yeah, you put that acting school money to work.
Joke's on all you people, I never went to acting school.
How far do you think you would have to travel from West Virginia to find an acting school? Maybe Columbus?
Oh, in Seaboard.
Yeah.
No, maybe Columbus. You're right.
Columbus is probably, like, 2 hours away is probably the closest you can get to finding a decent acting school.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
And I'm sure, like, the college does have a decent, like, it has an acting school, but, I mean, nobody is growing up as a kid going, oh, I'm gonna go to the Marshall University acting school.
Acting school. Because they're just so good there.
Yeah.
For that.
They're prestigious.
It is all about the...
Let me tell you, Justin, one time I did see a Marshall production of Pride and Prejudice, and it nearly brought me to tears.
In a bad way or a good way?
In a good... I wasn't really. It was the improv. I was improv.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't think Pride and Prejudice really has those kinds of emotions in it. Is there anything?
No, not really.
It doesn't really have any tragedy, and it doesn't really have any kind of.
No, it's an 1800s like.
It's just a soap opera. It's just a chick flick.
Yeah, it's a chick flick.
Like, there's nothing really sad or happy about it. It's just kind of like a.
It just kind of is.
Yeah.
That's like one of my wife's favorite books is Pride and Prejudice. So there you go.
Okay. Well, I won't say bad things around her about it.
I honestly don't dislike it at all. In fact, a lot of the movie adaptations of her books she has me watch. I'm like, I actually enjoy these and willingly pick them to watch. But I don't know.
I'm trying to think. So she doesn't like Count of Monte Cristo, right?
She only doesn't like it because she can't do torture, and there's that very short scene where he gets whipped. She can't do it.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Take note of that.
That's all it is. Like also like Casino Royale was fine up until.
Oh yeah, Casino Royale. There's definitely a torture scene in that.
Oh, as soon as that scene started, I'm like, you might want to leave the room for a minute. And she's like, okay.
Huh? That's not really something. I don't think. Is there anything you can't watch?
For me?
Yeah, is there anything like that for you when it comes to movies that you just can't watch?
No, not really. I mean, I don't. For example, I really have no care to see gore porn crap,
Right. Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, I have no desire whatsoever for that, but it's not like I can't watch it. It's just like, and I don't want to be seeing that later, or imagining how painful that probably is.
So, you've heard of Hostel, right?
Yes, that's actually what came to mind.
Have you ever seen Hostel?
No, and I probably never will.
Honestly, Justin, it's not that bad. Like, watching it, I don't know when the movie came out. The movie was like 2001 or 2002 when the movie came out. Compared to what you've probably already seen in action movies, it's not that bad. Like, compared to, I don't know if you've seen 300.
Yeah, I've seen 300.
It's like 300. Like, the violence is so minimal and hostile. Like, there are a few gruesome scenes, but the special effects, even in 2002, are so apparent that it didn't even faze me.
See, I'm just like, what am I getting out of this? I'm not the kind of person that's like,
I,
that's why I go to. Like, I know people that go to Saw just to see people get mutilated.
Like,
yeah,
the Saw movies, I've only seen one. I've only seen the first Saw movie.
And I've heard that's the only one you need to see because it's actually somewhat decent.
That movie is 100 times, not 100 times, maybe like 10 times more gruesome than Hostel. In Hostel, so many of the like gore scenes are just off camera that it's like it doesn't even faze you. It's just like, oh no, there's a drill going into a guy's leg, but his leg is just off camera, so you don't see anything.
You just know it's happening.
Yeah, you just know it's happening. So it's not even like. It's not even that bad. It's honestly would be PG-13 today. Except for all the boobs. That would definitely bump it into R territory.
I mean, you gotta have the boobs.
Yeah, you gotta have the boobs.
Yeah. No, like, those are the only things I don't care to watch. Like, if someone said, do you want to watch this? I'll probably legitimately say, no, not really.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I'm not getting anything else. I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Right.
I don't enjoy seeing other people get hurt necessarily, but like for some reason, like a big battle scene that can be a mess. It's like unless they're way over the top, like blood hoses and stuff sticking out of actors and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I can generally be like, I enjoy this because whatever. It's a freaking battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. They aren't doing it because it's fun. They're doing it because it's a battle.
And then there's 300, but I mean, I don't know why 300 is an exception.
300 is essentially a cartoon.
It's a comic book put on the screen. I mean, heck, that's what it's supposed to be.
Did you ever see the sequel to 300?
No, but I've heard. I mean, stuff. So I've seen a lot of scenes from it. I'm like, yeah, it's about right.
I mean,
like it gives Xerxes a backstory as to why he is an immortal god.
Oh, it does? Wait, how did they explain that for Xerxes?
He went through a ritual, like it was like a purification or something, where he went in. He took like this. I'm just gonna call it a chemical bath. Like I don't really know what it was, but he took like this bath thing, and he went in a man and came out a god. So he went in like this normal Persian-looking ruler, came out the weird multi-piercing deity man that he was supposed to be.
Weird, huh?
Like they take the 300 story, and for the second one, they're just like, we're gonna have fun with this, and I'm like, yeah. I can respect that.
Because there wasn't anything inherently fantasy about the first one. Well, maybe there was that half goat guy.
So yeah, the fantasy part. I mean, ignoring the elephant, weird the weird human mutations they were fighting.
Yeah, I thought everything was just supposed to be chalked. Everything was supposed to be chalked up to exaggeration through storytelling.
The guy's telling the story.
Yeah, it's like the movie Big Fish or an episode of Rugrats.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the guy is literally telling people, "Look how terrible and evil and filthy the Persians are." I'm like, well, when you put it that way, yeah, I guess this is what they would look like, huh?
Yeah.
Also, by the way, all the Spartans are completely ripped. It's like, yep, that's what you would be telling.
Oh, yeah, it's like, the Persians are terrible. They're evil. They eat babies, but we fought them. We fought them shirtless, and we were ripped, and we had red capes, and we didn't lose a man until we started losing a man, but that's because they cheated.
Or they were stupid. Or and look at this hunchback thing. Look how hideous he was.
Yeah, the only reason the only way they could beat us is because one of our own beat us. Like, we didn't lose to the Persians. We lost to a traitor Spartan.
And look how many arrows we take. We're still actually doing stuff with all these arrows.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why, but I mean,
look how handsome we look when we die.
Like, isn't that the most handsome corpse you've ever seen?
Ah, goddamn, that's a handsome corpse.
I mean, there's even some history movie review. They review movies for historical accuracy, and when they get to 300, they're just like, I'm not. What do I say? It's fun. It's not meant to be historically accurate.
No, it's about as historically accurate as Troy. Was Troy trying to be historically accurate? I mean,
heavens, I don't know.
I don't think so, because it was very clear that Achilles had some superhuman abilities.
I mean, theoretically, in the myth, he had superhuman abilities. So
yeah, exactly, because it was, it's not supposed to be like they weren't telling the true story of Troy. with like Hittites and stuff. They were just telling the traditional Greek myth of Troy.
Mycenaeans, Odysseus, Ajax,
Yeah.
Achilles, and his immortality, except for his ankle thing.
Yeah, they did tone down, like, there were no gods or anything in the movie. They did tone that down a bit, but the rest of it was...
They kept the rest.
Yeah.
See, and I don't mind when like movies do that. It's just like, for example, actually a really good example is with Kingdom of Heaven. I mean, the movie is very much more a story than anything.
Right.
But I like the story, even though historically, technically, there were two Balian brothers, and I mean, there was no. He went back to Europe and came back and married. I mean, like none of that.
No, they rewrote him a happy ending. It's like the History Channel.
He was humiliated and all, but
yeah, it's like the History Channel show Vikings, where they take two different Vikings from two different centuries and make them brothers, just to make the story convenient.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm like I can't hate you for it if it's good.
Right. Yeah. Like we've established that this isn't supposed to be a documentary, so go crazy. Just don't.
Basically.
Like the worst thing. I'm glad we're past. I think we're really past the point of movie making where they have to market it as a true story. I'm glad we're past that. I'm not going to the movies. Like you're not selling me on the movie because it's based on a true story. I'm not going to the... I'm like, if I have a choice between movie A and movie B, I'm not more likely to choose movie A because it was based on a true story. I'm going to see the movie that looks better.
Exactly. I mean, like for example, with like Dunkirk, it's like by all means, make it as realistic as possible and do a really good job with it. I'll love the movie.
Right.
But you mean it's like don't pull a Pearl Harbor for example.
Have you seen Dunkirk?
I haven't, but I heard it was really freaking good.
The only problem I have with Dunkirk, and this is a really super nitpicky thing, it's kind of spoilery, but not really, because, you know, everybody...
Yeah, you can't spoil anything.
Yeah, it's Dunkirk. Everybody gets out okay. Spoiler alert. Hitler's pissed.
Everybody gets out okay, yep.
So Tom Hardy is flying around in the Spitfire. At the end of the movie, he's almost out of fuel. He runs out of fuel probably 10 minutes before the movie... So it boils down to Tom Hardy runs out of fuel. He still has plenty of speed, you know. The Spitfire is a pretty smooth plane. It can glide in the air for a bit. So he has enough airspeed and altitude to not only shoot down another fighter, but then fly around for what feels like another 10 minutes before he has to land on the beach. I was like, what is this plane made out of?
This thing is light.
Like, you'll watch the movie, and he'll run out of fuel, and then it'll cut away, and you just assume, oh, he crash-landed somewhere, or he parachuted out. But then they cut back to him, and he's still in the air. It's like, what? That was like 10 minutes ago.
Why aren't you on the ground?
Because he wasn't that high. He was maybe 700-800 feet off the ground when he ran out of fuel. He didn't have that much wiggle room.
Uh-huh. That's interesting, though. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I've heard it's good enough that I really do want to see it.
It is probably one of the most suspenseful movies I've seen in a long time. It's not an action movie. Don't go in expecting like Fury or something like that.
No, it's a more historical, not documentary, but historical movie.
It's not. It's almost like a horror movie. I didn't notice this until somebody had pointed it out to me. You don't see any Germans in the movie until you see a handful of Germans in the very first 5 minutes and the very last 5 minutes. You see actual German people. Everything else is either a sub that you don't see or a plane that's dropping bombs on them.
They make it suspenseful.
They make the Germans into almost like a horror monster that's constantly harassing these people.
Well, and that's probably how it was realistically. It's like you probably didn't see him. You just saw the artillery shells blowing up everything you know.
Also, not a great movie if you're claustrophobic or have a fear of drowning. Because there was a lot of both.
Really?
There are multiple scenes. There are multiple scenes where they're in a cramped location that is slowly filling up with water. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, just get the old anxiety pumping.
Good heavens. That I would enjoy that though. Like I would enjoy that.
Yeah, it is good.
Like and some of my favorite movies, weirdly enough, especially when it comes to like, I'm not saying war movies, but maybe action. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I actually don't mind the ones where most of your cast ends up getting killed off during the movie or near the end part of the movie. It's like,
No.
I actually do not mind that.
No, that's the best part. I've never watched a movie and said, "Oh, they killed too many main actors." Because I like being fooled.
Killed my favorite actor.
Yeah, it's like, did you see Magnificent Seven when it came out?
No, but it's on my watch because
Oh.
it looks really good. It has Chris Pratt in it.
It's got Chris Pratt. It's got Denzel Washington. It has Ethan Hawke. It has.
You had a list.
It's got it's got 7 people. It's got a few. There's another big name that I'm. Up. See you, Tom.
There's a real big name you're missing, and I can't think of who it is.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you, Tom. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah. There's some other big names, but like a few of the big names die, and I'm like, good. I'm glad you didn't give so and so plot armor just because they were this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I mean, heck, I like it. One of the movies that I really like that I think is kind of underrated is I like 310 to Yuma, and I like that they kill Christian Bale in the end.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I like that they do it.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Like, I'm glad. I don't know if it's the actor's fault or the producer's fault, but when they're like, "Oh, we can't kill off this actor because he's too big of a name," like sometimes, maybe it's not always the actor just having an ego. Maybe it's the producer making that decision. I just don't want. I don't want them to pull any punches when it comes to who dies and who lives.
Well, like Jurassic Park 3. I think it was 3. Yeah, it's 3. One of their crew members, it's like the pilot or something like, I can't remember who it is, but one of them he lands in the river or something, he's getting eaten by pterodactyl or something.
Oh, yeah, that guy, yeah. He was
dead.
He was the other scientist.
Yeah, something like that. You assume he's dead.
Yeah, you assume he's dead.
But then, at the very end of the movie, magically he's on the rescue team come and pick up the rest of them. He's on the helicopter with the rescue team, and they're just like, "Yeah, they fished me out of the river." It's just like, wait, you were being like attacked by 5 pterodactyls
turns
in
out,
a river.
I survived being mauled by pterodactyls. I survived the
and
rapids.
These guys found me somehow.
Yeah, I survived the rapids. I managed to get to shore and not get eaten by any of the other dozens of dinosaurs on the island, and I got rescued.
Yeah, and what happened was, according to like interviews and stuff, the guy got mad that he died in the movie, and he was like, "I can't die.
Oh,
I can't die. That makes me look like an idiot.
Why did
I
he
want to be alive."
Like, who gave him what gives him the authority? What are they gonna like? He wasn't even a big name actor. He was just some dude. They could have just recast him.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was, but that was apparently the story, and that's why at the end it's like, "By the way, I'm here. Oh, yay!" It's like,
see, that's why you say, okay, we'll film both. We'll film your scene at the Was it something in his contract? Because
I think it was contractual. I think it ended up being contractual, and he had a say in it or something. It was really weird. I'd have to look it up.
Because I feel like if it was that early on in the development of the movie, they just would have found somebody else. Because if it wasn't in his contract and it was just him throwing a hissy fit during filming, all you'd have to do is say, "Don't worry, we'll film a scene of you at the end where you're alive on the helicopter." You film that scene,
cut.
and then you cut that shit out. Yeah.
Sorry, man. The editor took it out. Bye.
Oh, yeah, out of my hand. We had to save 30 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what the story was there, but just, come on, man. You died. Sorry.
Yeah, get over it.
Get over it.
It happens. It's Jurassic Park 3. You're not coming back for the sequel.
It's not like you're not going to Jurassic World. What were your thoughts on Jurassic World? Just since we're running into that tangent.
I like Jurassic World. I didn't see the second one, though.
I didn't see a second one. I probably won't, but it's not for any, like, ooh, I just don't want to, the kids dance. I just probably want to do it.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with, like, I'm not big on Jurassic, the Jurassic World series, like some people, but I don't know. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I'm not invested.
Take it or leave it.
Oh, you have cancer, Dizzy. You know how they heal that. Yeah, a good castration is how they heal that.
It's true. Or lop off a couple limbs.
Yeah, just start hacking away at limbs. The cancer's in there somewhere.
I really thought someone in the comments said, "By the way, I have cancer." You're like, oh well, that sucks.
Well, to be fair, he said, "Great, I have cancer." He could be talking about real life. I don't know. He could be.
I got a letter in the mail, guys. Make-A-Wish Foundation. I want to do an individual stream.
Yeah, we're gonna do an extra live stream specifically for you, Dizzy.
Dude, if someone ever did that, I'd be like, dude, use your wish somewhere else, man.
We're gonna do a GDCQ run just for you. Wait, did I say GDCQ? Well, wait, what's the acronym? A. G.
GDQ stuff?
Yeah, that's the acronym I was looking for. Oh, he's dead.
We're not, because we're speedrunners, Hunter. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, what would we speedrun? What is something that you can speedrun, Justin? I can think of a few games that I might speedrun.
I mean, I've always thought about, there's a couple people that actually speedrun the missions in, like, StarCraft, Warcraft. You can speedrun Diablo.
Oh, you can speedrun Diablo?
Or you can speedrun Rogue Squadron 3.
I was thinking, yeah, that was definitely on the list. I was thinking of either doing that or doing Republic Commando or... the thing is, maybe the Halo games I could probably speedrun pretty decently.
I could probably do it these days. I didn't do too bad the one game I played.
Yeah. The thing is, speedrunning for us is just like doing well in the game because we don't know any of the glitches or any of the exploits or anything. So
and even if we knew them, we probably couldn't pull them off.
I know how to do Call of Duty because I know how Call of Duty works for speedruns is, they just spawn infinite waves of enemies until you get to a certain point in the mission. Like you have to get far enough forward, and it cuts that spawn point off. So for Call of Duty, all you have to do is just keep running forward, and it'll just cut off the spawns behind you. And
that's fun.
So you're dealing with fewer enemies.
Well, and then there's like I like Nintendo games enough, but there's a bunch of Nintendo games that they're so heavily optimized at this point. It's like,
yeah,
you want to speedrun this? You need a year of practice before you can start doing this. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. I so rarely play games that aren't like RTSs that. Oh, Battlefront 2 Classic, that'd be a good one to speedrun. The 501st story, that would be a good one.
Hunter, we can speedrun Crusader Kings. Put it on 5-speed.
Oh god, speedrunning Crusader Kings. How would that even work?
Play the last 100 years. Put it on 5-speed. Just try not to get yourself killed on accident.
What would be another good speedrun would be? What games do I have? I'm trying to think of the games I have.
Visitor cleanup detail.
Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. That'd be a good one to play. I'm honestly interested to see how those open world RPGs like The Witcher and Horizon. I wonder how long those games really are if you just do the bare bones story missions.
Some games are oddly short.
Red Dead is hella long, even if you do the story missions. Like even if you just do the story missions.
Yeah. Well, and then there's I mean, like, let's see, BioShock. You couldn't skip anything in those games. There's hardly anything called side missions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty linear.
But then, like Mass Effect, half the game is side missions. So if you play straight through, yeah, you get everyone killed, but you also beat the game in an hour.
I mean, yeah, can you imagine? Oh, that'd be an interesting way to approach it, Justin. Oh, New Vegas would be a good one. Has anybody done a speed run where they have to combine their Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 saves? So you have to speed run 2. So you kind of have to like figure out, do I want to speed run 2 and get everybody killed, and then have to work with that from Mass Effect 3?
So they do.
I don't think
that is actually what they would do.
Oh, it is. That's neat.
Yeah, like they don't care. In the speedrun of Mass Effect 2 that I've seen, they even will like glitch their way to the end and just everyone's basically dead.
Oh yeah, I guess technically they just have to finish the game. So
you have to finish the game with enough people in your party to make it a 3-man party.
Oh, that's the requirement. I was gonna say because you could technically finish it with the Joker ending, like where Joker's the only one left.
I mean, you could, but then you couldn't go in 3.
True.
But I mean, that's the point though. Is like all you have to do is get 2 people through, and you made it.
Okay, that's doable.
It's doable. I mean, Garrus is resilient. Rare circumstances where you can get him killed.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Is it possible to get Garrus killed?
It's rare. You can get them killed. If you don't upgrade your... I mean, that's the trick. If you don't upgrade your ship, I think he can get killed there, but I think the rest of your party members get killed instead first.
Because I'm trying to think... trying to think, is anybody required in 3 that you take on the mission in 2?
No. Everyone in your game can technically die.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yep.
They make it so they can die. It's just really 3's really boring if everyone's dead.
God, I can't imagine how boring that game is if everybody dies. Also, stream's almost over. A 3-minute warning. We're gonna wrap up the stream. I'm gonna save because I've got to go to the bathroom and I've got to get to bed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
At 2:30. 2:30.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's been my year. So.
I know, but I've seen how much sleep you get now. I'm like, I don't know how you function. I would either be really grumpy all the time or pass out.
I'm grumpy on occasion. You know, I manage. It's just like, I mean, I could go to bed. Like, the thing is, I could go to bed at 9 or 8 o'clock, but that's the only time you guys are ever available. And I'm not blaming you guys because you have regular work schedules. But that's the only time you and Adam and JT are ever available to play is after 9 o'clock.
That's true. And before that, usually you're trying to be with your wife.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because my wife gets home, you know, in the afternoon, so I've got a very narrow window. Like, if I've thought about, like, doing, like, after I go to work, just staying up and streaming from there. But sometimes I'm just too tired when I get home, and I don't want to, like, I don't have the energy to handle it.
You don't want a quiet stream or literally...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't want a quiet stream. That's honestly the worst case scenario. Is just a super silent stream where... Because I'm already bad at the game. I don't want to be bad and quiet.
Everyone, watch me play.
Yeah, Dizzy, you probably did do the most out of all of us. I've just been zoomed out, hoping anybody that jumps into the stream thinks I'm Italy. So that's what I've been banking on, people misunderstanding that I'm not actually just this shitty Duke in Sicily, that they think I'm all of Italy. That's my strategy right now. I've died 3 times, that's what I've done.
I'm proud of you.
See, out, if I ever find my way near North Carolina, I will stop by and get some barbecue. I promise.
Hey, Hunter, question. My kingdom, nomadic horse lord, you know, steppe people, in the Alps and part of, what territory? Is that Serbia, whatever?
Duckingstan?
Is it still alive?
Duckingstan?
I think it's Duckingstan. No, not Ducklingstan.
Is it Raja?
Like to the left of Ducklingstan.
Oh, to the... Ooh. Raj, this guy?
I'd have to look at the actual stream.
You mean you aren't watching the stream, Justin?
Nope, I was playing RuneScape the whole time.
Of course.
This is my life, Hunter. I almost got to level 45 woodcutting.
No comment.
Alright, let's see where we're at. Go north.
There are like...
Raja.
There are 3 different Rajas.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Is it?
Yeah, so the left and right Raja are my empire, and the third one on the bottom, I think, is tributary at this point.
Got it. Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't been killed. Ducklingstan's a pain.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, look how big they are.
Yeah, I see them. Okay, I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to do a save.
Thanks, everyone, for coming. Arvin, who did Arvin end up playing as?
He was playing... I don't... let me take a look.
Also, Emperor Dizzy with the daughters. All you gotta do is be absolute cognic, and you can enjoy it.
Oh, he was... Oh, so he was fighting Dizzy. He was Italy. He was... not Italy. Ireland. So they were at odds the whole time. Interesting.
You two made the most out of the game, let me tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for coming by. Thanks for participating in chat or participating in game or both. Like Justin has said multiple times, we'll be back tomorrow with Stellaris. If you can make it, excellent. If not, you can always check out the VOD later on. And just like today, the password and the server info will be posted in Discord.
Yeah, we're probably... This might be one of the last couple rounds for this particular Stellaris game, only because it's getting to the point where there's only 2 or 3 main empires left, so...
Yeah, we don't want people just to be sitting around twiddling their thumbs watching me fight somebody else.
Yeah, but kudos to Nestor, because he has a big empire, so just go say that. Yes, Aravind, that's game for today, but this will be back next Friday.
Yep, we'll be back next Friday, hopefully with a few more people, and we'll run for another 2 hours. We'll see how things go. Yep. And don't worry, we'll make sure your guys locked in. Oh, you're actually allies together. Oh, okay. That makes you more threatening. That's actually terrifying to have the Great British continent united against me.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.